has issued a winter weather advisory that remains in effect until 4 a.m. tomorrow. Tonight, cloudy skies, snow likely, 1 to 3 inches possible, a low around 9. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, cold conditions continue with a slight chance for some snow showers, gusty winds, a high near 13, and a wind chill value as low as minus 10. Tomorrow night, cloudy skies, a slight chance for some snow showers, a low around 0, with a wind chill value as low as minus 10.
Music. And then more music. 93.7 FM, The Mix.
I'm here with assistant varsity boys basketball.
I just wanna stay in the sun where I find. I know it's hard sometimes. Pieces of peace in the sun's peace of mind. I know it's hard sometimes. Yeah, I think about the end just way too much. But it's fun to fantasize on my enemies who wouldn't wish who I was. But it's fun to fantasize. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride. I die for you, that's easy to say. We have a list of people that we would take. A bullet for them, a bullet for you, a bullet for everybody in this room. But they don't seem to see many bullets coming through. See many bullets coming through. Metaphorically, I'm the man, but literally, I don't know what I do. I'd live for you, and that's hard to do. Even harder to say when you know it's not true. Even harder to write when you know that tonight there were people back home who tried talking to you, but then you ignored them still. All these questions, they're falling like, who would you live for? Who would you die for? And would you ever kill? Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride.
I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much.
Help me.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
Help me.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time. Taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my. I've been thinking too much. Help me. I've been thinking too much. Help me.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
Help me.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
Help me.
I never knew that everything was falling through. That everyone I knew was waiting on a cue to turn and run when all I needed was the truth. But that's how it's gotta be. It's coming down to nothing more than apathy. I'd rather run the other way than stay and see the smoke and who's still standing when it clears. And everyone knows I'm in over my head, over my head. 8 seconds left in overtime. She's on your mind, she's on your that we agree and then never change. Soften a bit until we all just get along. That's disregard. Find another friend and you discard as you lose the arguments in a cable car, hanging above as the canyon comes between. And everyone knows I'm in over my head, over my head. 8 seconds left in overtime. She's on your mind, she's on your mind. Everyone knows I'm in over my head, over my head. 8 seconds left in overtime. She's on your mind, she's on. Suddenly I become part of the past. I'm becoming part that don't last. I'm losing you and it's effortless. Without a sound, lose sight of the ground and throw around. Never thought that you wanted to bring it down. I won't let it go down till we sort it ourselves. And everyone knows I'm in over my head, over my head. With 8 seconds left in overtime. She's on your mind, she's on your mind. Everyone knows she's on your mind. Everyone knows I'm in over my head, I'm in over my head, I'm over my. Everyone knows I'm in over my head, over my head. 8 seconds left in overtime. She's on your mind, she's on your
Here is a public service announcement from 93.7 FM The Mix.
It takes 3 seconds of distraction for an accident to happen, and it takes 5 seconds to read a text. Consider all of the lives you endanger when you text and drive. Keep your eyes on the road so you don't become one of the 11 teens who die every day from texting and driving.
This important message is brought to you by Mr. Stutzman's sociology class and 93.7 FM The Mix.
Local weather every hour?
No problem. We've got it on 93.7 FM The Mix.
Turn it up!
Lately, I feel so all
It's time for Game 3 of the Wawasee Holiday Invitational on 93.7 FM The Mix, online at themix937.caster.fm, and on CPG TV with live video on our YouTube channel, WHS Announce with the Warriorhead. In Game 3, Northridge will take on Knox. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Brookpoint Inn, Sox Marina, Pilcher Shoes, Lake City Bank, 1950 Signs and Graphics, Syracuse Pizza Hut, Northern Lakes Realty, Foyle Plumbing, Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme. Now let's take you to the Hardwood Teepee. With tonight's call, here's Rhett Koblenz and Mason Gray.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hardwood Teepee for this third game of the Wawasee Holiday Invite Tournament. I'm your play-by-play man, Rhett Koblenz, joined here by my broadcast partner, Mason Gray. We are on our second game of the day. We had the second game of the tournament between Northridge and South Bend St. Joe, which South Bend St. Joe beat Northridge, and so St. Joe will take on Wawasee in the game immediately following this one here on the Mix. So after this game is over, stay tuned. You can hear Andrew Mamone and Michael Shetler on the call of the championship game between Wawasee and St. Joe. Mason, great to be back. Same day, second game. It's a day full of basketball, which is always a good thing.
Great to be back here with you, Rhett. Like you said, a day full of basketball is always a great thing. You know, watched a couple college basketball games earlier in the day as well. Day full of basketball, what's not to love about it?
And in this matchup, it's the third place game. Winner will take third place in the Wawasee Holiday Invite Tournament. You've got the Knox Redskins against the Northridge Raiders. Both teams coming off of tough losses this morning, with Knox falling to 7-2 with the loss to Wawasee, and Northridge falling to 3-3. They go to 500 on the season, and so this matchup is going to be one between two teams who are extremely hungry, looking for a win in this holiday tournament.
And Knox sitting at 7-2 on the season now. Northridge at 3-3. So both of these teams hungry for a win right now, coming off that both of those tough earlier losses to Wawasee and South Bend St. Joe.
Northridge in that first game, in the first half was a tale of two quarters. You had in the first quarter they shot really well, 63% from the field, and then in the second quarter they shot only 27%. And so Northridge just had a really up and down game. There were times where they were playing well and shooting well, and then there were times where they were playing not so well and not shooting the ball that great. And so for Northridge, what they're going to have to do is really just focus on getting good shots tonight. And if you're Knox, you just kind of want to stick to what you did in the first game, because Wawasee, all they really did was outplay you. If you think about it, Wawasee just played the tougher game. They played much better than Knox in that one, and it wasn't really that big of a difference in that game, but it just came down to the little things. And Wawasee executed those better. So if you're Knox, there's not much that you have to change. You played well in the first game, and in this second game, you just got to focus a little more on the details of the game.
And in that Northridge game, Northridge fell down by 10 at halftime and ended up falling behind 16 there late in the third quarter. And they ended up cutting it down to 2, 3, and 4 points, but were never able to close that gap. So for Northridge, they need to be able to play like they did when they were trying to close that gap, rather than when they had it there but just couldn't close it.
St. Joe did a really good job just trying to keep that game close. St. Joe did a good job keeping that game at arm's length, and they were able to fight off Northridge until the end of that one and hold on for that win. And I think it ended up being about an 11-point win in that game. But it was a good fight by Northridge, and they're a very gritty and scrappy team, and they got a lot of different ways that they can beat you, and that's what Knox is going to be faced with tonight. They had a couple guys score big games. You had Nick Yoder, who contributed 19 points to the Northridge attack, and then you also had Connor Utley, who runs the point guard, and the offense really goes through him, and he contributed 17. So those are two guys right off the bat that you can name that are good contributors for Northridge. They also have another potent offensive weapon in number 32, whose name is escaping me right now. Jackson Erickson, that's his name. He did not have a very good first game, got into some foul trouble early, but he's also another weapon that Knox has to worry about. So Knox is going to have their hands full tonight.
And for Northridge in that first game at the half, Connor Utley only had 4 points, which kind of helped to why Northridge fell behind by 10 early there at the half. And Connor Utley was able to score 13 there in that second half, which was big and helping fuel some of those Northridge comebacks.
We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have some keys to the game for you, as well as what to watch for in the Wawasee St. Joe game. We'll give you a little preview of that one coming up later. We'll be right back with more Wawasee Holiday Invite Basketball here on the Mix 93.7 FM and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM, The Mix, and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466, or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina, a full-service marina on the east side of Webster Lake, selling new trifecta pontoons, polar craft boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu outboards. Sox Marina can take care of all of your boating storage, sales, and service needs. Online at soxmarina.com or 574-834-2894. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster. For over 70 years, Pilcher Shoes has helped with hurting feet. They offer Brooks running and walking shoes in all sizes. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pilcher Shoes on State Road 13 in North Webster, 574-834-7463, or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank, serving Indiana with 49 offices. We are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Serving the communities of Syracuse, North Webster, Milford, and Cromwell, we are 93.7 FM The Mix, WRWTLP Syracuse, a Pathways program.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hardwood TP. 5 minutes away from tip-off between Northridge and Knox, the third-place game in the Wawasee Holiday Invite Tournament. Mason, a couple players to watch. We've already mentioned a couple for Northridge. Connor Utley is probably going to be the biggest one tonight for the Raiders. Everything is going to have to run through him. And he did a great job in the first game, contributing a lot of points. And he did a good job just controlling the offense at times. There were a couple times where he just didn't get some good looks and forced some shots. But it's still going to be an interesting night for him to see what he does, if he puts out the same performance as he did in the first game, or if he just ends up putting out a little bit of a lesser performance if he loses some stamina or isn't able to follow up a good performance like he had this morning.
And I think for Knox, the one player to watch here tonight is number 23, Cooper Broker. Cooper Broker had a decent game earlier, but obviously it wasn't enough to pull Knox through. But having Cooper Broker here tonight should be huge for Knox. And like you said, fatigue could be an issue in this game for both teams, really. So both teams are going to have to rely on their bench a lot as well. So we could see one of those guys on the bench step up and have a big game who normally wouldn't.
And St. Joe has a lot of depth in this game, and we're going to go ahead and run over some keys to the game here. And for Knox, they're going to have to utilize Broker, like you said, Mason. He's going to be their most important player tonight. They're also going to have to limit their turnovers. They had a rough first game when it came to that. They didn't do too good of a job contributing, or keeping the ball, I should say, and they contributed to a lot of fast break opportunities for Wawasee. And they also have to play confident. They have nothing to lose in this game. You can come out, play hard. Obviously, a win would be nice here. You don't want to go 0-2 on the day. Neither of these teams does. But at the same time, if you're Knox, you got to feel very confident going up against a Northridge team who struggled to shoot the ball well earlier this morning.
And for Northridge, some of the keys, they need to play hungry. Obviously, in a third-place game, it's kind of hard to have that drive and that ambition to win this game. But if you're Northridge, you still want to win this game just as much as any other game of the season, especially it being the second in a day. So this is a tough game for both teams, but you got to play hungry. You got to be playing to win. They need to run their offense through Connor Utley. We talked about how big he was in that second half against South Bend St. Joe, and having second half Connor Utley is going to be important for Northridge if they want to be able to come out with a win. And they also just need to execute. Basketball comes down to a simple game of execution. Who can execute more on offense and on defense, and whoever can execute more is going to come out with the win.
And one of the things that both of these teams can really focus on is just playing focus, because they've had a big break between their games. And so it's going to be interesting to see how these teams come out and just combat that big break from about 1 o'clock to about now when that second game concluded. So it's a 4-hour break for for Northridge. Knox had a little bit of a longer break, but it's going to be interesting to see if Northridge can really combat that and can come out fast, or if they're going to have a slow start, kind of like they did in their first game.
And for these tournaments, if you're Wawasee, you get lucky being the host, because you can send the guys home, go grab some food, go take a nap or whatever back at home. But for the rest of these 3 teams, they didn't get to go home. They had to stay here in town, go grab some food around town, go do something somewhere else. They probably watched some film, but having that break for Wawasee is huge, and these other teams didn't get that.
We actually did see Knox at Pizza Hut earlier today. We ate lunch there after that second game, and we saw the Knox team there. So that was what they did with part of their break. But it'll be interesting to see how the Raiders can handle the Redskins in this matchup. We're going to go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll have your starting lineup and tip-off here from the Hardwood TP. We'll be right back with more Wawasee Invite Basketball here on the Mix, 93.7 FM and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM, The Mix, and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic designs, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. It's a seller's market, and Northern Lakes Realty is growing. Realtors Vince Beasley, Jay Stewart, Jessica Van Lanningham, Marcus Moore, and Jim Lane can help with selling or purchasing a home. Northern Lakes Realty, 207 West Main Street in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Loyal Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Loyal Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Loyal Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme in Syracuse. Family bowling, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, daily lunch and dinner specials, and ice cream for dessert. Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes.
Welcome back, everybody. Wawasee St. Joe coming up in the later of the two games today, but right now we have Knox and Northridge squaring off here at the Hardwood TP. Here are your starters for both teams, starting with the 7-2 Knox Redskins. Starting at guard, number 3, Brandon Binkley. At shooting guard, number 14, Ian Code. Number 22, Aaron Fletcher starts at small forward. Number 23, Cooper Broker starts at small forward. And number 33, power forward, Austin Reisner.
Taking a look at the starting lineup for the Northridge Raiders. At guard, number 10, Connor Utley. At guard, number 12, Brandon Tadeo. At guard, number 32, Jackson Erickson. At the two forward positions, you got number 24, Nick Yoder, and number 42, Micah Yoder.
Ronnie Thomas is the coach of the Northridge Raiders, and Rob Kruger, the coach of the Knox Redskins. It's going to be a good game here for third place. Both these teams hungry to get a win and not go 0-2 on the day. So both these teams are going to be competing hard in this game to try and get a win. Knox breaking out the white home uniforms with the red numbers and the blue trim, and the Northridge Raiders breaking out a little bit of a different look here with green jerseys and black numbers with gold trim on them. So good luck for both teams in tonight's matchup. Tip-off is going to be between Josh Hostetler and Austin Reisner, and it's won by Northridge. Connor Utley, who we said is going to have a big game for Northridge. The offense is going to have to go through him. Passes it to the left wing for Erickson. Erickson swings it back to the right, and we got a kickball violation right there, so it's going to be out of bounds on the sideline for Northridge. 7:45 left in the first, no score. Camden Knepp taking out of bound for the Raiders. Gives it to Connor Utley. Utley drives, bumped, step back, no good on the jumper. Hostetler fights for the rebound, but it's corralled there by Ian Code. Code brings the ball up the floor up the right, guarded by Utley. Code spins, tries to get it down low, tipped away by Knepp. Knepp with a great defensive play, and Northridge comes the other way in transition. Nick Yoder pulls it back out, gives it to Utley at the top of the key. Utley to Erickson. Erickson looking to contribute a little bit more in this game. Gives it to Hostetler, who misses long on the three-pointer there. We got a whistle. It's going to be on Camden Knepp. That's going to be the first foul on Northridge and the first foul of the game. 45 seconds into this one.
Josh Hostetler there taking the long three.
Knox coming the other way, looking to strike first here. Ball controlled, top of the key by Fletcher. Fletcher gives it up for Brendan Binkley, who misses the jumper there, and the rebound pulled down by Utley, who gives it up to Erickson. Erickson working the right wing, passes back top of the key for Utley. Utley swings it around, gives it to Knepp. Knepp drives right, swings it to Erickson on the right wing. Erickson looking for something here, drives left, top of the key, gives it to Nick Yoder in the left corner, gives it down low to Hostetler. Hostetler gives it to Erickson. Erickson pulls the trigger on the three-pointer. No good off the front iron there. Ball tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be Knox ball following the missed three there by Erickson.
Neither team able to get anything going here in the first minute and a half. Both teams with a couple possessions here early on.
Here comes Knox the other way, still looking to score first. No score with 6:21 left in the first quarter. Both teams looking for their first baskets of the game. Code swings it to his right for Broker. Broker, inside drive, kicks it back out. Shot no good by Reisner. Rebound grab by Knepp. Knepp pushing the ball up the floor hard. Stops, pulls it back, and gives it to Utley. Utley gives it to Erickson on the left wing. Utley gets it right back from him. Swings it to Yoder. Yoder on the drive. Drives in hard, puts up the shot, and he draws first blood for Northridge. They jump to a 2-0 lead here with 5:50 left in the first quarter. Great drive by Nick Yoder. Knox looking to respond. Deep three off target by Cooper Broker. Rebound grab, though, by the Redskins. That's Ian Code. He swings it to his right for Brendan Binkley. Binkley back to Code. Code gives it to Broker. Broker swings it right for Fletcher. Fletcher gives it up. Code has it. Code looking to drive, not there. Pulls it back out, gives it to the big man Reisner. Reisner down inside. We got a foul on the layup there. Brendan Binkley on the drive. He draws a foul. It's going to be the second foul on Northridge, and it'll send Binkley to the line to shoot two.
Knox not able to get anything going here. Missed 4 shots here so far.
Binkley, who did not have a lot of playing time in the first game at the line, looking to get the first points of the game for Knox. He gets that one to go, hit the rim a couple times, and goes down.
Binkley, one of those guys that we talked about that could come up off the bench with some of these starters might be having fatigue problems. Binkley actually in the starting lineup here for today.
Binkley no good on the second free throw, so it's 2-1 in favor of Northridge with 5:15 left to go in the first quarter. Utley drives right, gets a screen from Hostetler, gives it back out to Yoder. Yoder swings it to Erickson. Erickson skip pass out of bounds into the bleachers there. Not on the same page. Erickson and Utley were a little out of sync there, so Northridge turns it over.
2-1 Northridge lead here still with 5 minutes, 5 seconds left in this first quarter.
Utley guarding Code, and we've got a foul as Code gets past Utley, and Utley pokes the ball out. So Utley playing a little one-man press there. It's going to be the third foul on Northridge here in this early first quarter action. Code still guarded by Utley, not across the timeline yet following the inbound pass. He does get it across now, gives it to Binkley on the left wing. Binkley hits a curling Broker. Broker, spin move, turnaround jumper, no good. Yoder goes up and grabs a nice strong rebound. He kicks it out to Utley, who brings the ball off the left side for the Raiders, looking to get something going. Utley gets a screen from Nick Yoder. Utley drives, kicks out Erickson, right corner three, no good, in and out. Good box out there by Knox, and they come down with the rebound.
Man, neither team is able to get any shots to fall here. Still 2-1 with 4.5 minutes left in this first quarter.
Here comes Knox the other way. Binkley turns it over. Erickson running ahead of the pack, drives it in. Finger roll good, and we've got a foul as well on the play. So Erickson is going to go to the line to try to convert the and one opportunity. Great job by Erickson to poke it away and take it the distance.
What a play there by Erickson to steal that ball, take it all the way, get through the contact, and make the basket. Thought maybe Erickson would have forced a jump ball there rather than get a steal.
Erickson converts on the free throw, and we've got a sub coming in. It's going to be Nate Bowman checking in for Erickson, so Bowman's going to see his first action in this game. Northridge holding a 5-1 lead with 4:15 left in the first quarter. Northridge coming out in a press. Knox breaks it quickly. Binkley has it in the left corner, dribbles right, passes it to Cooper Broker. Broker gives it for Ian Code, who knocks down the three-pointer from the right wing there.
Nice shot there by Code off of the assist.
Utley passes right wing, and we got a travel there on Camden Knepp. Took an extra step when he caught that ball, so it's going to be Knox ball going the other way. Just down by 1 point here. A slow start for both teams, 5-4. The score with Northridge holding the lead with 3:50 left in the first quarter.
Nate Bowman is actually seeing his first playing time of the entire tournament here so far. Didn't get any in that first game.
Loose ball, Hostetler dives for it, but Knox corrals it. Here's Broker on the drive, kicks it back out to Binkley. Binkley swings it down baseline jumper, no good by Aaron Fletcher, and the rebound by Utley. Utley bringing the ball up the floor for Northridge, accelerates past the defense, drives in, puts up a shot, no good. Bodies to the ground, Knox comes away with the rebound, pushes it up the right side. Here comes Ian Code. Code gets it down low to the big man, Reisner. Reisner gives it back to Binkley. Binkley passes it down inside lazily, and it's stolen by Knepp. Knepp looking to drive, ball tipped away. It's going to stay here with Northridge. Good defensive play by Knox to stop the fast break.
Both teams very sloppy with the ball here so far. A lot of turnovers and loose balls.
Kevin Levins checks in for Knox. A couple more substitutions as well for Northridge. Kyle Carson checks into the game. We're also going to see Micah Yoder check in for the first time. So a couple substitutions here for these two teams. Erickson also back into the game, has the ball, looking to drive. Ball tipped away, he loses it, and it's stolen there by Broker. Broker pushing the ball up the floor for the Knox Redskins. Gives it up for Ian Code. Stolen there by the junior Nate Bowman, who drives and takes the ball in. Great play by Bowman. Pushes the Northridge lead 7-4. 3-point advantage for the Raiders. Knox breaks the press quickly. Loose ball down, out of bounds, off of the hands of Austin Reisner. So a sloppy break there by Knox, and they turn it back over. Northridge, their press is giving Knox some fits early on in this one.
Coach Ronnie Thomas calling for the press there after the made bucket there by Bowman. This Knox team is playing very sloppy here so far.
It's been a rough start for both teams in the turnover category, mainly for Knox, but it hasn't been a great start for either team in this game. It's been slow so far, 7-4 with 2:30 left in the first quarter. Carson swings at top of the key for Erickson. Ball down low. Hit away there. It was intended for Micah Yoder. Gets tipped out of bounds, so it's going to stay with Northridge.
7-4 Northridge lead with 2 minutes, 20 seconds left here to play in this first quarter.
Erickson taking the ball out, looking to get it in. Gives it to Nick Yoder on the right wing. Yoder hands it off. That's Bowman with it. Bowman swings it to Kyle Carson. Carson back to the top of the key for Micah Yoder. Yoder drives right, gives it to Erickson. Erickson gets past his man, drives in, and puts it up and in. Erickson got himself another bucket. That's 5 points so far early on for Erickson. He's already contributing a lot more than he did in that first game. 9-4 Redskins trail the Raiders. 1:53 on the clock. Knox has the ball here. Knox hasn't scored in a while. They're in a drought right now. Pass down low to Ian Code, who hits the turnaround jumper and gets Knox out of their scoring drought. 9-6 Northridge with the lead. 1:37 left in the first quarter here. A tight game so far, sloppy as it may be. Still a good contest. Carson gets it at the top of the key, swings it right. The junior Bowman on the drive gives it to Nick Yoder, who has his shot blocked. Great play there by Cooper Broker. And then we've got a foul by Kyle Carson coming up the floor. That's going to be a sideline out of bounds on Carson. A sideline out of bounds for Knox following the foul by Carson.
Fourth foul here tonight on Northridge. That'll be the first on Carson. Neither team really in any foul trouble here. The refs have been doing a good job of letting them play.
Knox trailing by 3, has the ball here with 1:12 left in the first. Broker on the drive, spins short on the jumper. Erickson corrals the loose ball rebound, pushes it up the floor for Carson. Ball tipped away, and that's going to be out of bounds off of Aaron Fletcher. Good defensive play there by Fletcher to get in the way of that passing lane and keep Northridge from getting on the break.
Fletcher tried to save that ball as it was going out of bounds, but ended up throwing it off of himself out of bounds.
Braden Tadeo checked into the game for Northridge. You got a whistle. It's going to be an offensive foul on Northridge.
Do believe that'll be on number 50.
No, they got Kyle Carson on that one. That's his second. Connor Utley comes back in for Kyle Carson, who has those 2 fouls.
2 quick fouls there for Kyle Carson, too.
50 seconds left in the first quarter. 9-6, Northridge with the 3-point lead. Ian Code running the point right now for the Redskins. Guarded by Tadeo. Gives it off to Broker. Broker guarded by Utley. Broker passes it to Code. Code still guarded tightly by Tadeo. Knox not really moving around much, just trying to wait on this. And we've got a 5-second call on Knox. That's going to be another turnover. So Knox, not a good start whatsoever. They've played really sloppy to begin this game. They've got a lot of early turnovers, and Northridge is really taking advantage of that as they've gotten a lot of good opportunities from those turnovers.
20 seconds left here in this first quarter. Northridge probably just going to hold the ball for the final shot.
Connor Utley running the point with 10 seconds left, guarded by Code. Utley drives, free throw line, stops, comes back, kicks it corner for Tadeo. Tadeo lines up a last-second three-pointer, and he knocks it down. And there's the buzzer for the first quarter, so Northridge closes the first quarter with a 3-point basket, pushing their lead up to 6. 12-6, Northridge leads Knox at the end of the first. We'll be right back with more Wawasee Invite basketball here in the mix, 93.7 FM and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466 or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina, a full-service marina on the east side of Webster Lake, selling new trifecta pontoons, polar craft boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu outboards. Sox Marina can take care of all of your boating storage, sales, and service needs. Online at soxmarina.com or 574-834-2894. Go Warriors!
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hardwood TP. Start of the second quarter in the third-place game of the Wawasee Holiday Invite Tournament. Knox trails Northridge 12-6 right now, and 6 turnovers in that first quarter for Knox. Not a good start. 4 turnovers for Northridge, so both teams playing kind of sloppy to start. As Knox comes out and makes a great play offensively, they execute that one to perfection, and it leads to a backdoor bucket for Broker, his first points of the game. 12-8, Northridge leads.
Nice backdoor cut there by Broker. Nice pass there by Fletcher on the back door.
Yoder gets it down low to the big man, Stauffer, and we got a whistle on a travel. That's going to be the 5th turnover of the game for Northridge. Knox making a substitution. Bailey Keaton checks in, and that's going to send Aaron Fletcher to the bench for the Redskins. Braden Tadeo guarding Code tightly. Code breaks the timeline. Passes to his right for Broker. Broker passes to his right now for Prater. Jared Prater checked into the game for Knox. Code on the drive has the foul called there, drawn by Code on the drive. So that foul is going to go to Braden Tadeo for Northridge, the 6th foul on Northridge. So the next foul, Knox is going to be shooting in the bonus.
Early for the bonus here for Northridge, early on here in the second quarter.
Code in and out on the first free throw, no good. 7:15 left in the second quarter, 12-8 Northridge leads. Code looking to knock down the second free throw. He does get that one to go, swishes it home. Northridge with the 3-point lead and the ball. Utley passes across the timeline for Erickson. Knox slides into a zone here. Yoder gets the pass, skips it to Erickson. Erickson sets his feet, fires from 3, no good off the back iron. Rebound grab by Broker. Broker pushes it up the floor for Prater. Prater gives it down low to Binkley. Binkley lays it up and in.
Just like that, Knox right back in this game, 12-11 with 6 minutes 45 seconds left here to play in the second quarter.
Utley yet to score in this game for Northridge, has the ball. Makes a nice backdoor cut. Pass not there, though. Micah Yoder gets it top of the key, swings it to his right for Erickson. Erickson swings it back top of the key for Utley. No good off the rim there. Utley yet to score in this one. Rebound grabbed by Broker. Broker drives to his left, stops at the free throw line, gives it back out to Code. Code swings it left for Prater. Prater down to Binkley in the left corner, guarded by Erickson. Erickson stops his dribble. Looking, 5-second count on, gives it back to Broker. Broker gives it down to Code on the drive. Code pulls it back out near the free throw line, passes it to Binkley. Binkley stops at the free throw line, kicks it back out to Broker. Knox resets. Prater has it, gives it to Code. Code drives, puts up the right-hand floater, no good, just short. Stauffer, the big man for Northridge, goes up and grabs a nice, tight rebound there. 12-11 Northridge with the lead, 5:46 left in the second quarter. Stauffer gets it top of the key, gives it to Utley. Utley drives, knocks down the baseline jumper for his first bucket of the game, and that is 2 points for Utley, and that gives Northridge a 3-point lead with 5:27 left.
Utley's first basket of the game. Look to get him started here late in this second quarter.
Could be a little bit like the first game where Utley scores 4 points in the first half as a charge is called. Offensive foul there on Cooper Broker. So good job there by Utley, who we were just talking about, getting the charge drawn there. A little bit of a push off there for Broker.
Camden Knepp and Jackson Erickson are back in for Northridge.
Here comes Utley, fresh off his first basket of this game. Passes to his right for Knepp. Knepp gets a screen from Nick Yoder. Utley curling gets the pass. Gets it down low to Nick Yoder. Yoder guarded hard there, but does get away from the defense and lays it up and in. That's Yoder's 4th point of the night. Knox looking to respond here. Gets it down low to Broker. Broker spin move. Fadeaway J finds its way up and over the rim. Good look there by Broker. That's Broker's 4th point of the night as well.
Both teams kind of trading baskets here now.
Utley gets it down low to Stauffer. Stauffer puts it up with his right hand, and it is good. Erickson looking to fight for the ball there, and we have a foul called. Erickson coming up trying to make a steal, but they do get him for a foul.
Nice play there by Jackson Erickson, though he almost ended up with the steal. It's going to be his 2nd foul.
It's going to be 7th on Northridge already in this half, so that's going to send Cooper Broker to the line for Knox. Going to be shooting 1 and 1. Nate Bowman checks in for Northridge. It's going to send Erickson to the bench. Broker at the line. Misses it. Yoder grabs a big rebound there. Gives it to Utley, who brings it up the right side of the floor for the Raiders. Utley gives it down low to Stauffer, who hits the jumper from the baseline. And Coach Rodney Thomas is going to take a full timeout as Northridge extends their lead to 7 over Knox. We'll be right back with more Wawasee Invite basketball on the Mix, 93.7 FM and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster. For over 70 years, Pilcher Shoes has helped with hurting feet. They offer Brooks running and walking shoes in all sizes. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pilcher Shoes on State Road 13 in North Webster, 574-834-7463, or online at pilchershoes.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hardwood TP. Northridge leads Knox 20-13 with 4:15 left in the second quarter. It's been a tight contest to this point, but Northridge starting to extend their lead a little bit. It's sloppy basketball so far in this first half.
Sloppy basketball, like you said. At the end of the first quarter, Knox had 6 turnovers, with Northridge having 4. Those numbers are not good for one quarter. Usually those are decent for maybe a half, but never good for one quarter.
Knox has the ball following the timeout. They're going to look to respond here and cut into the 7-point deficit that they face. Code, nice crossover, gets his defender off of him. Gives it up. Broker has it. Broker on the drive. And we've got a foul called there on a little bit of a grab, so that's going to be a sideline out of bounds for Knox. Actually, it's going to
be 1 and 1.
It's going to be a 1 and 1 there. Cooper Broker at the line again. He missed his first free throw, the 1 and 1 on his last attempt, so we're going to see if he's able to convert this one. Broker at the line. Misses it, and Nick Yoder grabs the rebound again.
2 big misses there for Broker.
Utley running the point for Northridge, passes it down low, and it's tipped away from Camden Knepp. So Knepp turns it over. Northridge comes down and gets a stop on the missed bucket by Austin Reisner for Knox. Bowman has it at the top of the key, swings it for Knepp. Knepp gives it to Yoder in the corner. Yoder back up top for Utley. Utley on the drive. Nice little flip of the layup there, and he gets the spin off the glass. Give it a little English there and got it to go down.
Nice play there by Connor Utley. A little bit of contact there as he drove through the lane.
Knox trailing by 9. 3-point top of the key. Rattles out for Cade Kruger. That was a good look by Kruger at the top of the key. It did not look like it was going to miss on that one. It looked like it was going to be a missed bucket or made bucket there as Northridge comes down and knocks down another 3. That's Knepp on that one, and they extend their lead to 12.
Big lead here for Northridge. Knox has gotten himself in a hole here early.
Coming off the curling off the screen, I should say, is Ian Code as he misses the 3-pointer. Northridge pushing the ball up the floor, and we have a travel there by Camden Knepp. He got a little antsy and ahead of himself on that one.
Checking in for Northridge, number 20, Joey Rowan.
Joey Rowan is coming in for Northridge, as long as number 52, Josh Hostetler.
Northridge coming up in a little bit of a press here with a 12-point lead and 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in the second quarter. Knox does break it. Pass down low to Reisner, leads to a layup. Great assist there by Cooper Broker as Knox broke that press quickly. They cut it down to a 10-point deficit, 25-15, with 2:03 left in the second quarter. Cross-court pass to Knepp. Knepp swings it to his right for Utley. Utley back to Bowman. Bowman gives it back to Utley in the corner. Corner three buried by Utley there. That is his 7th point of the game, so he's starting to catch fire a little bit here in the second quarter. Northridge still pressing. Knox struggling to beat that. Kruger breaks it. Passes to his left for Broker. Broker back to Kruger. Kruger shot fake drive, pull up jumper from the free throw line. Rattles home. Knox looking to get a little something going here at the end of the first half. Bowman gets it top of the key, drives. Bowman to the hoop, passes it to Knepp. Great look. Bowman gives it to Knepp, and Knepp unable to convert on that opportunity. Bowman gets the pass, no good, just short on the three-pointer. Ball still loose, and then we've got a foul down low on Joey Rowan. That was a great find by Nate Bowman down low looking for Knepp, but Knepp not able to convert the layup.
It's going to be the 9th foul here on Northridge on Rowan. It's going to be his first. Knox going to be going to the free throw line. Knox has not been able to hit those free throws here.
Knox has not been, like you said, Knox has not been able to convert from the line. That's big because they've missed a lot. You know, you think about it, if you miss one free throw of a 1-on-1, you're technically missing another one. So they've missed about 4 free throws so far. Just Cooper Broker alone, but at the line right now, it is Aaron Fletcher with a 1-and-1 with Knox only down by 11 at this point with 1:03 left in the second as he misses this first one. So 6 free throws missed. That's a lot of missed opportunities for Knox. Northridge coming the other way, looking to extend their lead with 45 seconds left in the second quarter.
Coach Thomas calling out his play. It looks like Northridge is just going to hold the ball here.
They are right now as Nate Bowman dribbles around and passes it to Utley. Utley on the left wing, guarded by Kruger. Goes to his right, passes it to Tadeo. Tadeo, guarded by Broker, gives it to Bowman. Bowman goes right, passes it to Utley. 12 seconds now. Northridge has worked this one all the way down. They're going to start their play now. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of a pick-and-roll play, and we've got a whistle and a foul. It's going to be a side out. Just the third foul of this half for Knox, so a little bit of a disparity there, but side out with 6 seconds for Northridge. Bowman taking it out of bounds. Gives it to Tadeo. 5 seconds on the clock now. Tadeo gives it to Utley. Utley drives. Step back. Pull up. Good from the NLC logo as time expires. So Northridge adds to their lead, and they take a 30-17 lead into the break. Don't go away. We'll be right back with your halftime show here from the Wawasee Invite on the Mix 93.7 FM and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank, serving Indiana with 49 offices. We are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic designs, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. It's a seller's market and Northern Lakes Realty is growing. Realtors Vince Beasley, Jay Stewart, Jessica Van Lanningham, Marcus Moore, and Jim Lane can help with selling or purchasing a home. Northern Lakes Realty, 207 West Main Street in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Welcome back to the Hardwood TP, everybody. Knox trails Northridge 30-17 at the halftime break here. These teams battling for third place in the Wawasee Invite Tournament. Looking a little bit at stats here, Knox shooting 41% from the field in the first game, and Northridge shooting 57%, so a big disparity there, and Northridge doing a great job in the first half of shooting the ball. They were not so good in the first half of their first game, but they're doing a much better job here. That's why they have a 13-point lead.
Northridge shooting 71% from inside the three-point line, so Northridge being able to work the ball inside and get some of those easy layups and easy jump shots has been huge here and is a big part of why they have this 13-point lead here.
And this game, you know, doesn't really mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but both these teams battling for a win, both trying to not go 0-2 on the day in this tournament, and that's something, you know, that these coaches really got to focus on is, you know, making sure that their guys are focused, especially Knox, who's down by 13. But we saw in that first game, Northridge was down by 10 at the break, and then were down by 16 at one point in the second half, and they were able to battle back and get back into that game, and they were down by 3 at one point, and they were not able to pull out the win in that one, but nonetheless, they fought back, and so Knox can take a big lesson from that.
And, you know, when you go to a big tournament like this, it's kind of demoralizing to be the last place team, if you will. So both these teams, like you said, are really fighting to not be the last place team. And both Northridge sitting at 3-3 on the season, Knox sitting at 7-2. So a win or loss could really tip their season, more so for Northridge, I think, at this point. If it was a loss, this would be the first time that they'd gone under 500 this year. But sitting in the season at 3-4 would not be good for this Northridge team.
And Northridge, with 7 turnovers, ended up in that first half. Knox only ended up with 6. After 6 in the first quarter, they really were able to dial those turnovers back and have a very clean second quarter. And so if you're Knox, you're going into halftime and you're telling your guys, if you are Coach Kruger, you're telling your guys, look, we're down by 13, but we can come back from this. All we have to do is get back to playing our game and get good looks in the paint. That's really where Knox makes most of their money, is down low, and they have got to do a better job of getting looks inside.
And taking a look at the rebounding battle here, Northridge with 1 offensive, 13 defensive rebounds, and Knox with 1 and 6. So Northridge has really taken control of this rebounding game, doubling up on Knox here in the rebounds.
We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at what both teams need to do in the second half to get a win in this third-place matchup of the Wawasee Invite Tournament. Don't go away. We'll be right back here on the Mix 93.7 FM and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Loyal Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Loyal Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Loyal Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme in Syracuse. Family bowling, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, daily lunch and dinner specials, and ice cream for dessert. Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes. Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse. 574-457-4466 or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina, a full-service marina on the east side of Webster Lake, selling new trifecta pontoons, polar craft boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu outboards. Sox Marina can take care of all of your boating storage, sales, and service needs. Online at soxmarina.com or 574-834-2894. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster. For over 70 years, Pilcher Shoes has helped with hurting feet. They offer Brooks running and walking shoes in all sizes. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pilcher Shoes on State Road 13 in North Webster, 574-834-7463, or online at pilchershoes.com.
Welcome back to the Hardwood TP. Wawasee and St. Joe, may I remind you, are coming up in the second game of this evening's set. That's going to be a good one right here on the Mix. Andrew Mamone and Michael Shetler will have the call for you on that game, as they normally do for Wawasee. You'll definitely want to tune into that one. That is going to be a good contest for the championship of the Wawasee Holiday Invite. Looking a little bit at that matchup, Wawasee was able to knock off Knox by 8 points, and St. Joe did a good job taking care of Northridge in that first set of games as well.
And this for this Wawasee team, this is a huge matchup for this Wawasee team, looking to get their first invitational win here and the first ever year of this tourney, which I'm sure will be under Coach Everingham, will be carried on for a while. And both of those teams, like you said, did take care of business in that first game. You can kind of sense the gym getting filled a little bit more as time goes on. This gym is going to be pretty packed here tonight, I think.
Yeah, I think Wawasee's got a good chance to come out with a championship, like you said, of the first ever holiday tournament. And what better way to ring in the new year for Wawasee than to win their own holiday invite, which Coach Everingham and the athletic director here, Corey Schutz, put together. And it's Coach Everingham's brainchild, and Schutz did all the logistics and put all that together. And it's a great thing. They got this tournament here. It'd be a great way to ring in 2018.
And, talking about ringing in 2018, Wawasee gets off to a quick start in 2018, playing on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, if I do believe I'm correct on those. So they will not have much time to rest after this game. Talking with Eakins before the interview that we had with him that you'll hear on the next game. But Eakins said that they managed to give their guys 4 days of rest during this holiday break, and they might be able to get some rest tomorrow depending on the outcome of this game. But then they're right back at it on Tuesday, second day of the new year.
Yeah, it's going to be a great start to the year for Wawasee with a makeup game against Angola. And so that game was actually rescheduled from way earlier in the season when Angola's football team had some overlap because they had such a deep run in the football postseason. And so Wawasee is going to have to face a tough task to start 2018 against Angola. But this would be a great way to cap off 2017 if you can win this holiday tournament that you're hosting.
Going to be a big win for both teams, like you said. South Bend, St. Joe, just as hungry as Wawasee, even though this is on Wawasee's home court. The crowd is going to be in Wawasee's favor here tonight. Excited to see the turnout that we get here. Obviously, during the holidays, a lot of people get busy. But, it is a huge game here for Wawasee, and I'd love to see the crowd be huge here tonight.
Yeah, and hopefully there's a good turnout for tonight's game. I, unfortunately, will not be able to stay and watch that one. I will be listening, though, to Michael and Andrew on the Mix, and you can, too. Following this game, directly after, they'll start the 20-minute pregame countdown. And that second game was scheduled to start at 7:30, but I don't think we're going to get to that because it's already 6:40 and this game's only half over. So probably looking more like an 8 o'clock start for that second game. But like I said, Andrew Mamone, who's sitting right back there taking stats, big shout out to him for doing that for us. He and Michael will have the call tonight. It's going to be a great championship game. We're back underway here in the third quarter of the third place game between Knox and Northridge. Utley, who has 9 points for the Raiders, controls the ball at the point. He passes it to Kyle Carson at the top of the key. Carson gives it down low to Nick Yoder. Yoder double team, going to work, spin move, puts up a shot. We got a foul already. Just 15 seconds into this second half as Yoder is going to go to the line to shoot two.
Foul is going to be, let's see who's, it's going to be on Aaron Fletcher, his second.
First of the half for the Knox Redskins, as Yoder converts nothing but net on the first free throw. Yoder with 5 points on the day. Make it 6 as he knocks down the second free throw. Northridge extends their lead to 15 points. Knox breaking that Northridge press, and Northridge settles back into a man-to-man. Utley leading all scorers with 9 right now. Good contribution from him. Knox moving the ball around. That's Brendan Binkley with it in the right corner. Swings it back top of the key for Fletcher. Fletcher gives it to Code. Code guarded by Utley. Gives it to Binkley. Binkley gives it to Cooper. Cooper broker. Thought about the three. Gives it to, drives inside and knocks down the mid-range jumper from the NLC logo on this court here.
Nice shot there by Broker. Knox has to get some stops here in this third quarter.
Kyle Carson has it, looking to get it down low to Joey Rowan, and the ball kicked away there by Ian Code. So with 6:57 left, it's going to be a Raider inbound play from underneath their own basket. They have a 32-19 lead. Utley loses the handle on that pass there, and it goes out of bounds. So a quick turnover there for Northridge.
Utley just not ready for that pass as it comes sailing at him.
It looked like he was trying to get his feet set already to shoot that three before he had the ball, and he lost track of that and lost it. So turnover for Northridge. Knox breaks the press the other way. Broker has it, looking to get rid of it. Gives it to the big man, Reisner. Reisner gives it to Code. Code swings it back to Reisner on the left wing. Reisner guarded by Joey Rowan. Gives it to Binkley. Binkley swings it right for Cooper Broker, who led all scoring in the first game. Binkley drives, stops, comes through with the shot anyway, chases the missed shot down, ball's still loose. Nick Yoder grabs the rebound and throws it back in to Jackson Erickson, who pushes the ball up the floor for Northridge. Erickson stops on the right wing, gives it to Utley. Utley, nice chest pass down low to Rowan. Rowan going to work, puts up the shot, and he gets that one to go.
Nice shot there by Joey Rowan. Joey Rowan scoring his first basket of this tournament.
Knox now trailing by 15, has the ball. Code pulls the trigger on the three-pointer, and he knocks it down. Good look by Ian Code as he gets that shot to go. He has 9 points on the day now, so quietly good day for Ian Code. Northridge the other way here. Kyle Carson at the top of the key swings it to Erickson. Erickson to Utley. Utley back cross court for Kyle Carson. Carson looking to do something, swings it to Erickson. Nick Yoder comes off the screen, flares out, gives it to Erickson left wing. Rowan gets it top of the key, swings it right for Carson. Carson hits a curling Nick Yoder. Drives past his man. We've got a foul down low. That one's going to be, I believe, on Austin Reisner. And on the shot, it's going to send Yoder to the line to shoot two.
Yoder with 6 points here.
Yoder at the line shooting two with 5:10 left in the third. Northridge a 12-point lead in this one. Yoder knocks it down.
Pushing the Northridge lead to 13 here with 5 minutes, 10 seconds left here to play in this third quarter.
Second free throw good from Nick Yoder, and we've got a substitution coming into the game. It's going to be Josh Hostetler checking in. It's going to take Joey Rowan out of the game.
Northridge still running a press here.
36-22, Northridge with a 14-point lead. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Code passes it to Binkley. Binkley, pass fake. Top of the key to Fletcher. Fletcher gives it to Code. Code to Cooper Broker. Broker with 6 points on the day. Passes it back out. Ball swings around the top of the key. Ends up with Brendan Binkley, who drives, jump steps, kicks it back out. Code has it on the left wing. Gives it to Binkley. Binkley gives it to Cooper Broker, who spins inside and tries to pass it to his teammate Austin Reisner, and it goes out of bounds off of him. So It's going to be Northridge ball going the other way after that turnover.
Another turnover there by Knox. Able to control them there in the second quarter, but not really doing so here in the third quarter.
Knox playing defense here on Northridge. It's Utley looking to drive, puts up a shot, short, rebound grab by Nick Yoder, who misses the layup, just rattles in and out there. 4:11 left in the third quarter. 36-22, Northridge with the lead. Knox looking to get something going here. Cooper Broker directing the offense. The senior has 6 points on the day. Ian Code receives the pass, gives it down low to Broker. Broker going to work. Turnaround Jay Good with the right hand. Nice little floater shot there by Broker. 8 points on the day. Northridge leads 36-24. Utley running the point for the Raiders. Hostetler goes and gets the pass at the top of the key, lines up the three-pointer, in and out. Good look by Hostetler, though. Knox pushing it the other way. Great pass by Broker up to Reisner there, and Reisner blocked by Hostetler. But the rebound grabbed by Knox and passed back to Broker, who lays it up and in. He's now got 10 on the day, leading all scorers.
Quietly has this lead back to 10. One more buckets and it's back to single digits.
It's true, Northridge kind of playing a little bit tight here. Erickson lines up the right corner three, misses it off the short side of the iron, but it bounces long. Knox coming the other way. Fletcher has it left wing. He's guarded by Yoder. Nick Yoder forces a pass to Ian Code. Code gives it to the top of the key. Pass received by Broker. Knox moving the ball around. Code gets it, passes it to Fletcher. Fletcher going to work on Nick Yoder. Fletcher puts up a shot, and then there's going to be a foul down low on Jackson Erickson. That's going to send Fletcher to the line to shoot 2 free throws. The first foul of this half on Northridge.
You know, Northridge looks like they're playing not to lose. There's a big difference in sports between playing not to lose rather than playing to win. Northridge did a really good job of playing to win there in that first half, but they've been playing more like they're not to lose here so far.
Fletcher airballs that first free throw.
Checking in for Knox is number 13, Jared Prater.
Jared Prater comes in for Knox, and a big substitution group for Northridge.
Makes Knox 0 for 4 on their free throws, I do believe. Gonna have to.
Camden Knepp, Braden Tadeo, as well as Alex Stauffer check in for Northridge, as that second free throw is good. So 36-27, 9-point lead. Northridge, like you said, Mason, playing not to lose as Utley pulls up and knocks it down from the left elbow. They're just kind of playing tentative right now in this one.
2 minutes, 10 seconds left here to play in this third quarter. 38-27, Northridge back up to a double-digit lead now.
Binkley in trouble near the free throw line. Passes it back out to Fletcher. Fletcher gives it to Binkley. Binkley jab step drives, pulls up. No good from the free throw line. Ball tipped out of bounds. Goes off of Stauffer, and that's going to be Knox ball. It's going to stay on this end.
Erickson is going to check back in for Northridge. Connor Utley is going to take a seat for a little bit.
Northridge with an 11-point lead with 1:53 left in the third quarter. Broker drives, puts up a shot, no good, just off the rim, and a foul, so he's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Northridge, number 30, Camden Knepp.
Camden Knepp commits the foul. His second of the game, the second for Northridge in this half. Free throw no good by Cooper Broker. Micah Yoder comes into the game for Alex Stauffer. Also going to see a substitution of a player we don't have on the roster for Northridge. Number 14 comes into the game. Don't have him anywhere on the roster. It's interesting. Free throw good by Cooper Broker. And this mystery kid, who we have no clue who he is because he's not on the roster for Northridge, wears number 14 for them, brings the ball up the floor, passes it to Micah Yoder. Yoder looking to drive, gives it to Josh Hostetler. Hostetler swings it to Erickson. Erickson back to number 14, who puts up a shot and gets it to go, and he's fouled. Mason, we got to figure out who this kid is. Let's see if I can find a Northridge basketball roster somewhere online. See if I can figure out who this kid is.
I'm trying to see if it was somebody that played in that first game for us.
Checking in for Knox is number 42, Bailey Keaton.
They've got online here on Max Preps, we found number 14, Carter Stoltzfus.
5'7" freshman.
And the rest of this roster lines up, so there we go. Stoltzfus checks into the game, gets fouled, and misses the and one free throw, but still nonetheless comes in and gets that opportunity. So, or excuse me.
Basket by Keaton.
Yes, he did miss the free throw, but Knox down on the other end, converts on the basket by Bailey Keaton. So it's a 10-point lead. As soon as I say that, Erickson knocks down a floater from the jumper, extends it back to a 12-point Raider lead with a minute left in the third.
And you know, both teams putting in guys that we haven't seen at this point in the tournament.
Got a whistle. That's Stoltzfus on the foul. Internet's a wonderful thing, isn't it, Mason? Finding the Northridge roster real quick when we didn't have Stoltzfus on our roster.
But both of these teams playing guys we haven't seen this far in the tournament. Fatigue becoming an issue here for these teams.
Cooper Broker gets the inbounds pass and hits a tough jumper with a hand in his face from the free throw line there. Northridge leads 42-32 with 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Erickson brings the ball up the floor for the Raiders. Stoltzfus looking to drive, pulls it back out. Gives it to Micah Yoder. Yoder swings it to Knepp. Knepp looking to drive. Protects the ball. Loses it. Here comes Knox the other way. Code passes it. Reverse layup. No good by Broker. Ball loose, and Broker ends up with his own rebound. Code lines up the three-pointer short. Ball tipped. Loose, and we've got a foul on Micah Yoder, so that's going to stay here with Knox.
Fourth foul of this third quarter. That foul is actually going to be on Knox, number 42, Bailey Keaton.
Oh, it looked like the ref pointed at Northridge's Micah Yoder. My mistake there. My mistake. So it's going to be Northridge ball going the other way with 13 seconds left, and Northridge has a 10-point lead in the third quarter. Nice drive by Jackson Erickson as he puts up the shot. No good. 3 seconds on the clock. Loose ball, loose ball, loose ball, and we've got a jump ball with 1.2 seconds, so it's going to be Knox ball going the other way. And Coach Ronnie Thomas is asking something. I think he's talking to his players. I don't think he's questioning the refs about anything. But Knox is going to look to try and see if they can get something going down low. Erickson steals the inbounds pass, and no good on the jumper there from the free throw line. He grabs his miss after the buzzer and just puts up a little non-counting shot, but he gets that one to go. But a great play by Erickson to steal the pass and keep Knox from getting an opportunity. We're going to go to break here at the end of the third. It's Northridge 42, Knox 32. We'll be right back here on The Mix, 93.7 FM and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank, serving Indiana with 49 offices. We are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic designs, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Welcome back, everybody, to Wawasee High School. Fourth quarter about to get underway in this third-place battle between Northridge and Knox. If Northridge wins this game, Knox will double. They'll actually add 2 losses to their 1 loss earlier on in the season, so they'll add 2 more losses than they had the rest of the season. So it'll be a rough day if Knox is not able to pull this one out. But only down by 10 here. Northridge does have the ball, so we'll see if Knox is able to get some stops and some buckets here and see if they can make a game out of this. Utley has it on the left wing, passes top of the key for Micah Yoder. Passes it down low to Nick Yoder, and Yoder is fouled on the shot, so he's going to, he's going to shoot two.
2 shots here for Micah Yoder. Excuse me, that's Nick Yoder at the line.
Nick Yoder knocks down the first one. In that, so far in this game, Knox has missed a lot of opportunities from the free throw line. They're 4 for 11, 36% from the charity stripe, which is not a good number as Nick Yoder knocks down the second one. And, that doesn't even count those 2 other 1-and-1 free throws that they didn't even have the opportunity to. So if you really think about it, Knox is actually 4 for 13. So not a good free throw night for Knox.
The game could almost be tied at this point if Knox was able to make their free throws. There were at least 3, maybe 4 possessions where they missed the front end of an and one.
Knox on the possession there. Broker tries to throw it down low to Kevin Lovins, and it's tipped out of bounds, but it's going to stay with Knox. Knox having a little trouble getting the ball in, but Lovins does receive the pass. He gives it to Code coming off of a screen. Code back to Lovins. Lovins gives it to Broker. Broker gives it to Kruger. Kruger hits a curling Code. Code gives it down low to the big man, Reisner, who goes up and finishes the layup. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 44-34, Northridge leads. Utley kicks it out to Tadeo, who is called for the travel, so turnover on Northridge there.
10-point lead here for Northridge with 6:52 left here to play in this fourth quarter. Knox has to make a bit of a run. We've seen it at about 10 points the entire game here for most of the second half at least.
Knox brings the ball up the floor. It's Code running the point guard. Gives it on the elbow to Fletcher. Fletcher gives it to Broker. Broker kicks it out. Broker gets the pass again down low. Utley doing a great job defensively on Broker, who knocks down the step-back jumper. Nothing you can do if you're Utley on that one. You just got to play tight defense, which they did, and just a great shot on the step-back there.
15 points for Broker here. Broker really stepping up for this Knox team. Only down 8.
Basket good by Micah Yoder there, so that's his first points of the game. He knocks that one down from the left side there. This game is a lot like Northridge's first game, except they're on the other end of this where, this game is just kind of going back and forth, and Knox can't really seem to break through as Code knocks down the deep three-pointer with a hand in his face, and he cuts it down to a 7-point deficit with 5:51 left in the fourth. Knox takes a 30-second timeout. We'll hold it right here. But Knox battling back into this one, down by 7 now. Northridge with the lead, and it'll be interesting to see how Knox plays the rest of this game out.
Definitely, like you said, definitely like that first game between Northridge and South Bend St. Joe, but Northridge is on the other end of this with a 7-point lead here with 5:51 left here to play in the fourth quarter. Let's see if Northridge is able to learn from what South Bend St. Joe did and take advantage of that and be able to hold off Knox as they battle back.
So coming out of the timeout, Northridge is going to have the ball underneath their own basket. Erickson will be taking it out of bounds. He can run the baseline. He gets it into Utley, who passes it right back to Erickson, who gives it right back to Utley. Utley gives it to Micah Yoder. Nick Yoder gets the pass from Erickson, drives down, puts it up and good on the left side of the basket there. Knox down by 9. Looking to get a bucket here. Lovins comes to the top of the key, receives the pass, swings it to his right for Broker. Broker gives it to Code. Code to the big man, Reisner, who has it stolen by Micah Yoder there. So a great defensive play by Micah Yoder to take that ball away from Reisner and keep Knox from getting an opportunity there.
Northridge holds a 9-point lead with 5 minutes left here to play in this fourth quarter.
Nick Yoder kicks it out for Utley. Utley pulls up from just inside the free throw line, I should say. No good. Yoder grabs the rebound. Kicks it out to Utley. Utley swings it left for Nick Yoder, who knocks down the three-pointer on the left wing. A great look there by Nick Yoder as he knocks that one down, extending Northridge's lead. And Northridge is doing a great job keeping Knox at bay in this one.
Big three there by Yoder on the left wing.
Knox moves the ball around. Broker has it. Broker with 15 points on the day. Code gets the pass, drives, passes it down low for the big man who finishes inside Austin Reisner. Nice finish through the contact there. That's his 6th point of the day.
Still got a 10-point lead here for Northridge with 4:08 left in this fourth quarter. I feel like I've repeated myself a couple times saying 10-point lead.
This has definitely been a repetitive game as Northridge misses the shot there. Knox comes the other way, and Tadeo goes up and is called for the foul there on the layup by Aaron Fletcher. So Fletcher at the line with the chance to redeem himself after a couple missed free throws earlier. He's got a chance to cut into this deficit for Knox.
Going to try and cut it to single digits here.
First free throw, no good. Another missed free throw by Knox.
Knox has not been able to hit their free throws. That's at least 8 missed free throws, not counting the front end of the 1-and-1 like you said earlier.
Fletcher lines up the second one. That one's short off the front iron. And Broker goes down and chases the rebound. So Broker helps Knox out, grabbing an offensive board there after the missed free throw. Binkley has a little trouble there, guarded by Erickson. He passes it back out to Fletcher. Fletcher swings it to Broker. Broker, nothing there on the drive, so he kicks it back out to Reisner. Reisner gives it to Code. Code looking to drive. Step back jumper, short. Might have been tipped there by Tadeo. Good defensive effort by the junior.
Northridge going to look to slow it down a lot here on this next possession.
Got a whistle and a full timeout by Northridge with 3:19 left in the fourth. We will go ahead and take a break. Northridge with a 10-point lead on Knox, 51-41. We'll be right back with more Wawasee Invite basketball here on the Mix, 93.7 FM and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Broadcasting from Wawasee High School at number 1 Warrior Path in Syracuse, Indiana, we are 93.7 FM The Mix, WRWTLP Syracuse, a Pathways program.
Welcome back, everybody, to Wawasee High School. Northridge holding on to a 10-point lead over Knox with 3:19 left in the fourth quarter. This game close to completion, and we are looking right in the face of the championship game of this Wawasee Invite between Wawasee and South Bend St. Joe. It's going to be a great matchup right here on the Mix. Andrew Mamone and Michael Shetler are going to have the call for you immediately after this one. We will keep it brief in our postgame here so we can get their melodious voices back on the air. Northridge looking to add to their lead here. Moving the ball around. Tadeo swings it back to Utley. Utley with 11 points in the game. Gives it to Nick Yoder. Yoder passes it down low to Alex Stauffer, who lays it up and in, and a foul down low on Binkley, I believe. So a basket is going to count, and Stauffer's going to go to the line with the chance at an and one opportunity.
6 points there for Stauffer.
Stauffer cannot convert on the first free throw. Knox grabs the rebound. Here come the Redskins looking to make something happen. Ball almost thrown away, but grabbed at the last second by Fletcher. Fletcher gives it to Binkley. Binkley goes left. Top of the key pass to Code. Code passes it to Broker. Broker gives it to Reisner. Reisner right back to Broker on the left wing. Broker drives right. Crossover left. Spin move. blocked by Stauffer. Stauffer does a great job blocking that shot. Good defense. Tadeo the other way, gets hit by his own man. Loose ball still. Knox comes away with it. Great pass up ahead by Broker. It's tipped out of bounds by Erickson. Great play by Jackson Erickson to get back and get in the way of that pass.
Nice play there by Jackson Erickson. Stopped the charge there by Knox. This Knox team.
Knox still down by 12 with 2:14 left in the fourth quarter here. Kruger has it right wing. Nick Yoder guards him. Kruger drives, puts up the floater, and that one's good.
Nice shot there by Cade Kruger. He's got 4 points on the night. Northridge still up 10 here in the fourth quarter, minute 50 left.
Utley drives, puts up a floater, no good. Stauffer goes up and grabs the rebound above everybody, puts the shot back up, and good. So Stauffer having himself a pretty good night here, 8 points in this one. 55-43, Northridge leads with a minute 38 left. Knox looking to get it in down low, and it is good by Brendan Binkley. Count the assist to Cade Kruger on that one. And then we've got a foul there.
Let's see who this foul is on.
I think they're going to get code for that foul.
Fouls on Knox, number 14, Ian Code, his first.
That'll send Northridge to the other end to shoot free throws.
Connor Utley's going to shoot his free throws. Utley with 11 points.
Nick Yoder, the big scorer for Northridge, with 15 tonight, though. And on the other side for Knox, it is Cooper Broker, no surprise there, with 15 points as well, leading the Redskin charge. As a first free throw good by a confident Utley. Utley looking to knock down the second free throw here. He's a good free throw shooter. Gets that one to go. Extends the Northridge lead with a minute 26 left. It's a 12-point lead for the Raiders as Broker comes the other way. Pulls up from three. No good. Rebound grab by Stauffer. Stauffer kicks it out to Utley. We've got a whistle and a foul there, so that should send Stauffer to the line for the free throws.
Kind of a desperation shot there by Code.
At this point, not much you can really do if you are Knox. You're looking at a loss here, and you are going to drop 2 games on the day after coming in 7-1. And Wawasee did a good job in that first one of defeating Knox with just, a constant stream of consistent shooting, good defense, and good offensive looks as Stauffer knocks down the first free throw. And Northridge has done basically the exact same thing to Knox in this game. They've just done a good job making sure they've been getting good looks, as better looks at least, as opposed to what they had in the first game, as Stauffer misses the second free throw. So with a minute 15 left, it's a 13-point Northridge lead. Broker drives, whistle, but the foul's on the floor, so it's just going to be a baseline out of bounds for the Redskins.
5th foul of the night for Northridge.
Northridge, number 10.
Foul's going to be on Connor Utley.
Northridge is going to bring Nate Bowman back into the game. Erickson going to sit down. Erickson with a very, very quiet day. Not a big contribution in this game or the first one. We kind of thought he'd have a little bit of a bigger impact in this game as Knox gets it inbounds. 3 no good by Broker. Ball loose, and Utley's going to get fouled there by Broker. So that's going to send Utley to the other end to shoot 1-1. And like we mentioned earlier, Utley a very solid free throw shooter. Should have no problem from the charity stripe here.
This game looking like it's all going to be but over here. The only thing to determine will be the final score at this point.
Utley at the line to shoot here. 58-45, Northridge leads with 1:04 left in the fourth. Utley knocks it down from the free throw line.
At the line for Northridge, he'll be shooting the second of 2 shots.
He gets a second opportunity here from the free throw line with 14 points on the night. Could be 15 if he makes this one here. He does. Gives Northridge an even 60 points on the night, a 15-point lead over Knox, 15 points as well for the point guard, Connor Utley of Northridge. And you know this, Mason, if Wawasee fans, you're listening to this game, get familiar with the name Connor Utley because you're going to see him again later on in this season as Code passes it back out to the left wing for Broker. Broker swings it back to Code, who passes it to Kruger, who misses the shot. And that's going to do it for this one, as the Knox Redskins are not going to foul. Northridge, like I was saying, get familiar with the name Connor Utley because you're going to see this team again. And Connor Utley is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I would imagine that it'll be a good matchup between him and Jacob Hand when Wawasee and Northridge meet later on in this season.
You know, the two guys that really had a big game today here for Northridge were Connor Utley and Nick Yoder. Nick Yoder actually the leading scorer here in today's second game for Northridge. Nick Yoder with 15 points. So both of those guys could be big for the matchup later on in the season when Northridge faces Wawasee.
Utley dribbles out the clock, and that is going to conclude our third game here of the Wawasee Invite. Northridge wins 60-45, and they take the third-place crown in this Invite tournament. Just a reminder, coming up directly after this game, we'll have the championship for you between Wawasee and South Bend St. Joe. Andrew Mamone and Michael Shetler are going to be on the call here. We'll have a quick post-game wrap-up, and then we will get you on the call of the next game. It's going to be a good one. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with more Wawasee Invite basketball post-game here on the Mix 93.7 FM and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. It's a seller's market and Northern Lakes Realty is growing. Realtors Vince Beasley, Jay Stewart, Jessica Van Lanningham, Marcus Moore, and Jim Lane can help with selling or purchasing a home. Northern Lakes Realty, 207 West Main Street in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Loyal Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Loyal Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Loyal Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme in Syracuse. Family bowling, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, daily lunch and dinner specials, and ice cream for dessert. Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes.
Welcome back to the Hardwood TP, everybody, where Wawasee and South Bend St. Joe are out on the court warming up, so we'll be sure to wrap this up quickly so we can get you to the Wawasee pregame show. But just real quickly, Knox, the fourth-place team in this tournament, go 0-2 today. They dropped to 7-3 on the season. They lose by 17 to Northridge. They shot 53% from the field, but 31% from the free throw line. Not a good game for them. They missed 9 free throws in this game, and with a 17-point loss, 9 free throws is big. And then you count a couple other opportunities, probably 3 or 4, we'll say 3, where they could have had the second end of an and one. That's 12 points right there. It's only 3-point deficit if you make all those free throws.
And, you know, that is the story of the game here today for Knox and Northridge. Northridge shooting 14 for 15 from the free throw line, 93%. So, like you said, if you take away maybe a couple of those from Northridge and Knox makes a couple of their free throws, could have a lot closer game than we had here today.
Northridge shot 54% from the field, and they were led in scoring by Connor Utley, who ended up on the night with 15 points. Nick Yoder also had 15, so a couple guys there getting the job done. Looking at Knox, they were led in scoring by Cooper Broker, 15 points for the Redskins. So a good contribution from those three guys for their teams respectively.
And, you know, Northridge does have a matchup here coming up in NLC play with Wawasee. Not sure quite on the date of that one, though I'm sure the Michael and Andrew will be alert of that date, so they'll be talking about that big matchup here as well. But, you know, Northridge, a big, decent threat in the NOC. Wawasee with a big win over Warsaw could be a threat in the NOC here as well, so it could be a big matchup.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and sign off, and we're going to put Michael and Andrew back on the call. So for my broadcast partner, Mason Gray, it's been great back here on the Mix. Great to be back doing some more basketball here, and Stay tuned for Wawasee versus St. Joe. We'll be right back with more Wawasee basketball here on the Mix, 93.7 FM and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466 or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina, a full-service marina on the east side of Webster Lake, selling new trifecta pontoons, polar craft boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu outboards. Sox Marina can take care of all of your boating storage, sales, and service needs. Online at soxmarina.com or 574-834-2894. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster. For over 70 years, Pilcher Shoes has helped with hurting feet. They offer Brooks running and walking shoes in all sizes. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pilcher Shoes on State Road 13 in North Webster, 574-834-7463 or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank, serving Indiana with 49 offices. We are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic designs, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
It's time for the championship game of the Wawasee Holiday Invitational on 93.7 FM The Mix, online at themix937.caster.fm, and on CPG TV with live video on our YouTube channel, WHS Announce with the Warriorhead. South Bend St. Joe will take on your Wawasee Warriors. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn, Sox Marina, Pilcher Shoes, Lake City Bank, 1950 Signs and Graphics, Syracuse Pizza Hut, Northern Lakes Realty, Foyle Plumbing, Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme. Now let's take you to the Hardwood TP. With tonight's call, here is Michael Shetler and Andrew Mamone.
Welcome, basketball fans, to the Hardwood TP here at Wawasee High School for the championship game of the Wawasee Holiday Invitational. My name is Andrew Mamone, and I'm alongside my broadcasting partner, Mr. Michael Shetler. Mike, it was an early morning, and now it's going to be a late night, but it's been a fun day so far.
Definitely been a long day, but glad to report that we're here in the championship game, and Wawasee is representing here on their home court, so can suck it up a little bit here and hopefully broadcast a good game for you guys tonight.
And like we were saying, we have a great game here tonight. The home team, the Wawasee Warriors, hosting the tournament. They are going to be facing South Bend St. Joe. South Bend got here by defeating Northridge in the first game, and Wawasee got here defeating Knox in their first game, so both teams respectively are 1-0 on the day. Michael, go ahead and give us a little insight on both of their seasons so far.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the first games by both teams earlier on. Wawasee started off the day with the first game at 10 a.m. against Knox, and they really did a great job shooting. They scored more points than they did in any of the other games throughout the season. They had 52 points and really shot the ball well, especially from behind the arc. Austin Miller, who's actually starting tonight for the first time since week 1, is because of his very well shooting in the second half against Knox, and he really knocked down some big threes, and just the shooting overall by Wawasee was really huge, and that's something that Coach Everingham really stressed, which has been something they've been struggling with a lot throughout the season. So really good job for the Warriors coming out with a bang to start the game of this tournament, and now it's going to be important that they continue to transfer that over into this game here against South Bend St. Joe. And another player that stood out in that game was Jacob Hand, who had a double-double in that game, offensive rebounds. He was everywhere. He has a great presence in the paint, not the tallest guy on the court, but really great athleticism he has, and he was able to get a lot of putbacks, and he had a huge game.
Definitely, Michael. In South Bend St. Joe, we're talking about Wawasee's success offensively in that first game. South Bend St. Joe also had tremendous success in that first game offensively. They had, I believe, their entire starting five core had at least 12 points.
Yeah.
Every single one of them can shoot the basketball. They can all drive the lane. They can all just find different ways to score. And it's all started off by their guard play by number 1, Brady Powers, and number 5, Hunter West. Those two guys definitely lead the way with their ball handling abilities and just facilitating and setting up other guys while also being able to score themselves. So Wawasee, they're known for their defense. They're definitely going to have to step up their defense here tonight against South Bend St. Joe, but they need shots to go because against a team like South Bend St. Joe that has so many options and weapons offensively, you've got to be able to shoot the basketball. So if they can shoot just as well as they did in that first game, it's going to be a good one here tonight.
Definitely. Well, South Bend St. Joe is coming in with a record of 5-3 after that win against Northridge earlier this morning. They're under fifth-year head coach Mike Barr, and he's got a record of 67-38. Now looking at your Wawasee Warriors, they're coming in with a record of 3-4 off the big win against Knox. That game was 52-44 and a tight one the entire way. It was back and forth battle, and it was a great game to call, and hopefully Wawasee is looking to transfer that success into this game tonight. They're under second-year head coach John Everingham. He's got an overall record of 9-22. And Andrew, it's going to be a good one tonight. Both these teams are hungry for a championship. This is the first year of the tournament, and I believe it's the first time that these two teams have played each other. So it's going to be exciting. New faces here for both these teams, and they're excited to bring home the first championship here in the Wawasee Holiday Tourney.
Yeah, Coach Everingham was talking to us this morning, actually, how the athletic department here at Wawasee and the athletic director, Mr. Schutz, agreed to have the Holiday Tourney here, and they're hoping that it's going to be something to come in many more years after this because it's been an exciting day so far, and it's something special hosting your own Holiday Tourney. Our home school, Fairfield, actually did it already once so far this year, and now Wawasee is getting their opportunity to host it. It's just kind of fun because it gives you a little taste of that tournament action before, it really matters in sectionals and regional play.
And we're going to take our first break of the pregame show. When we return, we're going to have starting lineups, keys to the game, and a lot more. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Wawasee basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV. Stay tuned.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. It's a seller's market and Northern Lakes Realty is growing. Realtors Vince Beasley, Jay Stewart, Jessica Van Lanningham, Marcus Moore, and Jim Lane can help with selling or purchasing a home. Northern Lakes Realty, 207 West Main Street in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Loyal Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Loyal Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Loyal Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme in Syracuse. Family bowling, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, daily lunch and dinner specials, and ice cream for dessert. Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes.
Welcome back to the Harwood TP basketball fans. Earlier, one of the broadcasting partners, Mason Gray, actually had the opportunity to interview Coach Eakins for this game. So here's that interview for you now.
I'm here with assistant varsity boys basketball coach Reagan Eakins. Thanks for taking the time here with us today, Coach.
My pleasure.
Now, how important was it for your team to get a big win like this against Knox after a tough loss to Columbia City?
It was really big for us. You know, it gives us an opportunity to play in a championship game, and that's always really good for your team to experience championship games, especially if we can do it early on in the year.
Now, after a good first win this morning, what are you guys doing to prepare for this upcoming championship?
Our guys, they stuck around and watched a little bit of the St. Joe Northridge game. Then we sent them home, get some rest, get some hydration. We'll bring them back in here shortly and get them ready to go for St. Joe.
Now, how do you get your guys to regain focus after they do take that break?
We'll have them come in, get some shots up, and we'll go over a scouting report and hope they get locked in after we go through the scouting report.
Looking ahead at St. Joe, what do you think you guys need to do in order to win this championship?
We definitely have to contain their dribble penetration. If you watched the first game this morning, they really like to get the ball in the paint. So we'll have to be really solid defensively, and then we'll have to control the pace a little bit, make sure we take care of the ball.
Now, with the state tournament a little ways away, how important is it to give your guys the feeling of regional play having 2 games in one day?
Yeah, that's really a cool thing for us to do. And as I said, it's really cool anytime that you can be in a championship game. And we talked about it with our guys a little bit. Anytime you get into a championship game, anything can happen, good or bad. And so it'll just be a cool atmosphere for our guys.
Now, along with controlling that dribble penetration, what are some of your other keys to tonight's game?
Yeah, we definitely have to control the pace, and we got to get the ball inside. Whether we score inside, we got to play inside out offensively, and just control the tempo.
All right. Thank you for your time, Coach, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That was assistant basketball coach Eakins with Mason Gray earlier today for that coach's interview. Michael, what stood out to you for that interview?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is the new faces. He kind of talked about that this is going to be the first time and how he's not panicking with his guys being in the first tournament, and he really felt like this is an experienced thing for them, coaching staff in a tournament. They didn't panic. Sometimes coaches can be like, shoot, we're going to have the guys be distracted. They got to stay here and watch all the games and then stay here and stay focused on basketball. But he let his kids go home, rest, and he was confident that his guys are going to be ready to play basketball here tonight.
Oh, yeah, and especially after that first win over Knox, you can just see it in their eyes right now. They're ready to go here right now. They're just itching for the ball to be tipped up, and they're ready to go. So it's going to be a good one here at the Hardwood TP.
Definitely. And we're going to move over to conference standings right now. Wawasee sitting at 1-0 in the conference. They had a chance to play Northridge if they would have beat South Bend St. Joe, but since the Indians beat the Raiders, it's not going to happen in the next conference game for Wawasee is going to be Northwood January 5th. So that's coming up in about a week here.
Also, talking about the conference real quick, Northridge did pick up the win in the Consolation game over Knox, so Northridge placed 3rd in today's tournament.
Definitely. And then South Bend St. Joe has an overall record of 2-1 in the Northern Indiana Conference. Their next conference match will be against Jimtown. That's going to be January 4th. We also had a couple other games going around in the area. Looking at those right now, Northridge girls had a tournament, and we're going to we have some results for that one. Portage played Northridge to start off. The Raiders did beat Portage 66-52, and then Northwood beat Columbia City. That score was 59-44. So Northridge and Northwood, good old battle there, big rivalry for the ladies. They're going to be playing in the championship of that tournament later tonight. And then it looks like Central Noble at Bremen. That's going to be another lady basketball game tonight. They're going to be playing at around 6:30. Looking at the guys' side of things, East Side is going to be playing West Noble, and that I think is the only local area boys basketball game going around here. So we got a couple here, not a lot here being in Christmas break and all, but we got a couple things going on here for you. So hopefully we might get some updates for you later on. But those are the local games going on. Andrew, any of those stick out to you?
That Northridge girls game, Michael, that tournament as well being played down by Northridge. So that's going to be a good one. Northridge's girls team is very, very solid this year, but so is Northwood's. They're ranked pretty high up there in the state, as I guess we got some fans coming behind us.
Yeah, I guess we do have some fans coming behind us here.
But both of those girls' squads are very, very talented, so that's going to be a really tough battle there in the championship game.
Definitely. We're excited to bring you this game here. We're 3.5 minutes left to go until we start off South Bend St. Joe and Wawasee tonight. Andrew, looking at this game, just looking at the team right now, South Bend St. Joe, a lot of height.
Yep.
Looking at their starting lineup and just their roster overall, 6'10" stands out, 2 6'6" players, 6'3", 6'4", 6'4", 6'5", a lot of height for this team.
I don't know if that 6'10" is quite accurate, Michael. That might be a little exaggerated, but Yeah, he's not exaggerating on the height differential, but Wawasee, it's been that way all year, Michael.
Yeah.
They've been a little undersized all year long, so it's nothing that they're not used to.
Definitely. Well, with about 2:55, we're going to take our second break of the pregame show. When we return, we're going to get starting lineups, keys of the game, and then we're going to get you right down to Wawasee South Bend Joe action. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466 or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina, a full-service marina on the east side of Webster Lake, selling new trifecta pontoons, polar craft boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu outboards. Sox Marina can take care of all of your boating storage, sales, and service needs. Online at soxmarina.com or 574-834-2894. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster. For over 70 years, Pilcher Shoes has helped with hurting feet. They offer Brooks running and walking shoes in all sizes. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pilcher Shoes on State Road 13 in North Webster, 574-834-7463 or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank, serving Indiana with 49 offices. We are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic designs, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Welcome back to the Hardwood TP basketball fans. We are about 10 seconds away from listening to the starting lineup of tonight's games. We're going to have those here for you in a second. But really quick, got to give you a quick heads up. We're doing something a little bit different tonight. This is actually the first time that Michael and I will be together. We're just going to flip-flop roles. I'm going to be taking over the primary play-by-play facilities, and Michael's going to be doing the color commentary because this would have been Michael's second game. We're giving his voice a little bit of a break, and I'm going to be doing the play-by-play tonight. So we got a little bit of something different. If it doesn't go good, it was Michael's idea.
Yeah, right.
No,
right,
I'm just kidding.
Spice it up a little bit.
Hey,
Yeah.
getting over to the starting lineups. Michael, you want to give us Wawasee's starting lineup because it is a little bit different.
We got a little bit of difference here, yeah, like you said. Not much, but one player difference. Starting at the point guard position is Caden Wegener, the senior, who had a pretty big game against Knox. He hit 2 really big threes earlier on in the game, and that spurred Wawasee to a big run on offense. And then Austin Miller is going to be the new starter for Wawasee, the sophomore. He's going to be the other guard. He played a really big role in Wawasee's scoring, especially in the second half, knocking down threes left and right. Now we have Jacob Hand, who also had the huge game, probably the best player of that competition between Knox and Wawasee. Really a great game with a double-double. Then you have Aaron Evans and Trayvon Coleman rounding out the 4 positions. Solid players, as always, looking to heat it up offensively, especially Trayvon Coleman down low.
Now looking over at South Bend St. Joe, starting line, number 1, Brady Powers, number 5, Hunter West, number 20, J.R. Konevsky, number 33, Ben Terry, and number 25, Alex Mossy. And Alex Mossy wasn't expected to play tonight, actually. I talked to head South Bend St. Joe Coach Bauer, and he wasn't sure if he was going to come back tonight. He had some family issues going on. So there, he is back, and he is playing, and he's in the starting lineup here. So tipping off for South Bend St. Joe is Ben Terry, and then also Jacob Hand for Wawasee. It's an exciting one here at the Hardwood TP as we're all getting set for championship action. The ball is up, and the ball is won by South Bend St. Joe, and Hunter West is going to be setting up the offense for South Bend St. Joe. West has it at the top of the key, setting up the offense. Wawasee in their famous 3-2 zone to start out today's game. 33 Terry has it on the right wing. Swings it over to Konevsky in the top of the key. Over to West. Down to Powers in the paint. Puts up the shot and is off the mark. Hand with the rebound is pushing it for Wawasee.
He had a big game in the first game against Northridge, and he's going to be shooting quite a bit in this game to try and get back up to that standard he had against Northridge.
Aaron Evans pulls the ball out for Wawasee, going to reset up the offense on the right wing. Gives it over to Coleman at the top of the key. Coleman swings it on to Wegener at the left wing. Wegener back to Coleman. It looks like Wawasee is going to be very, very patient and try to pull South Bend St. Joe out of their defense and make them pressure them.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny right now. South Bend St. Joe just kind of standing with their hands on their hips right now.
Being very relaxed.
Yeah, they're not going to be doing much here. Looks like we're going to have a slow-paced game throughout.
Wegener now gets some pressure by Powers. Swings it over to Miller in the corner. Back out to Coleman at the top of the key. Coleman being guarded by number 25, Mossy. Drives left. Kicks it out to Wegener at the top of the key. And Wawasee is being very patient right now. But it looks like South Bend St. Joe actually likes this as the bench is clapping. Wasting a lot of time here. Coleman driving towards the paint. Puts up the right-handed layup. Off the mark. Rebound to number 33, Terry, who's going to push it. They have numbers with Coleman down here. Finds Mossy in the middle. Puts up the shot. No good, but is fouled. He's going to be going to the line to shoot 2 free throws. It looks like that foul is going to be called on number 10, Caden Wegener. He's going to be called on the body. That's his first foul. And Mossy is going to be going to the free throw line to try to break the 0-0 tie and score the first points of the game for South Bend St. Joe.
And on Coleman's drive down here on the Wawasee end, he got a lot of contact. Kind of interesting there was no foul call here. And then on the other end, an obvious push there down low by the Wawasee player. It's going to send Mossy to the line to shoot 2 free throws as he knocks down his first. But good call by the refs on the foul on Wawasee, but questionable one for Coleman's drive.
That free throw breaks the 0-0 tie, so Mossy scores the first point here for South Bend St. Joe, and his second free throw, is up and good as well. So 2-0 in favor of St. Joe with 6:30 left in this first quarter.
It's going to be critical for Wawasee to score here soon. You don't want to get South Bend St. Joe up too early and too often because Wawasee struggles when they're down by a lot to find the heart to come back.
Wegener has the ball right now, setting up the offense for Wawasee. And Wawasee still being patient, trying to make South Bend St. Joe pressure him. As Wegener picks up his dribble, is now pressured tightly by Powers. Finds Hand wide open, who takes it all the way, kicks it back out to Evans. Back to Hand in the corner, puts up the 3, off the mark, and West gets the rebound and is now pushing it for St. Joe. West brings it past half court. He's going to slow things down now as Wawasee sets up in their 3-2 zone, and Jacob Hand is very disappointed himself as he had a wide-open look down there in the right baseline to give Wawasee the lead in their first bucket in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good shot. I kind of would like to see him try and finish down low when he had it underneath the basket. He tried to kick it out. I mean, he had a good look, and it looked like he would have been fouled if he went up for it, but good pass nonetheless. Nothing bad about that one.
West puts up the 15-footer, is off the mark, and ball goes out of bounds. Look like it's going to be last touched off of, they first pointed that it was last touched off of Wawasee, but now the refs are discussing. It looked from up here, Michael, that the ball was tipped out on St. Joe, and they are going to correct the call. Last touch off of St. Joe, so Wawasee will get the ball back with 5:30 left in this first quarter, down by 2.
Good call there by the refs.
And we have a substitution here. The first of the game, Bennett Hofford is going to be checking in for number 40, Trayvon Coleman. So Wawasee, a very small lineup here in this one, as Jacob Hand is now the tallest player on the court for Wawasee, whereas he's going to probably be guarding Mossy, who's listed as 6'10", probably.
Yeah, I'd say more like 6'6".
Maybe even 6'5".
Yeah.
Evans has the ball, drives middle, kicks it out to Miller at the left baseline, and he knocks down a 3. Austin Miller.
He stared down number 5 West after that 3. I wonder if there's a little jawing going on between those two, but he really stared down West, and now tight defense on him.
Miller hits the 3 and gives Wawasee their first lead of the game. Powers has the ball now in the paint, kicks it out to Kanowski. Kanowski puts a 3 from the left wing up. It is off the mark. Rebound to Wegener. And Wegener's going to push it as he has numbers. Wegener passes half court, and it looks like he's actually going to pull the ball out now. Aaron Evans has the ball at the top of the key. And this is a little bit of a mismatch here, Michael. Aaron Evans has number 25, Alex Mossy, guarding him. So Evans a much quicker player than Mossy is. So be ready for a drive here by Evans.
Here we go.
Wawasee's still being very patient, however, passing it back and forth between Hand, Wegener, and Evans, trying to make St. Joe come and pressure them. 4:30 left. Wawasee leads 3-2 after that big three-pointer by Austin Miller. And that three-pointer, Michael, actually puts from the second half of last game, Austin Miller has hit 4 3-pointers in a row.
That's true, yeah. Actually, if you count 5 if you don't count one that was...
Oh, yeah, the one that wasn't counted.
Right.
Bennett Hofford now has the ball. He's pressured tightly. Wegener gets the ball, puts up the 3 from the left wing, off the mark, rebounded to number 1, Powers, and he's pushing it now. Powers going all the way. The left-handed layup is up and good. An acrobatic finish there by Brady Powers for South Bend St. Joe to retake the lead 4-3 with 4 minutes left in this one.
Yeah, he had over 15 against Northridge, so a big-time player for the South Bend St. Joe team. And if they want a chance to win here against Wawasee, he's going to have a big game.
Caden Wigener has the ball now for Wawasee, setting up the offense. He's guarded by number 1, Powers, not Powell. My bad. There's my first mistake, Michael. Chalk it up.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Aaron Evans has the ball now at the top of the key. Still guarded by Mossy, but it doesn't look like he's looking for anything as he's going to pull the ball out and is going to be passing it back and forth with Jacob Hand. Ball now goes over to Bennett Hofford on the right wing. Hofford kicks it out to Wegener, and it's now back with Evans at the top of the key. Evans is actually in the tip-off circle right in the middle of the court. He's now driving past Mossy, but he kicks it back out to Hand, and Wawasee still going to be very patient, making South Bend St. Joe pressure them, but South Bend St. Joe's not budging, Michael. Evans now driving, kicks it out to Miller at the baseline. Miller still has the ball. He's going to dribble towards the middle, gets it back to Evans at the top of the key. Evans has the ball searching for an open teammate. He's going to dribble right, pulls it back out, and swings it on to Wegener, right back to Evans at the top of the key. 2:55 left in the first quarter. Wawasee trails by 1, 3-4.
And maybe not the funnest game to watch, but this is just the kind of game that Wawasee likes. Slow tempo, and they're going to wait and try and get the best possible shot.
And Aaron Evans actually drives all the way to the paint, kicks it out to Austin Miller, and a turnover there. A good job by number 5, Hunter West, getting his hands in the ball for Austin Miller, and Miller just not strong enough. Tips it out of bounds, last touch off of Miller, so South Bend St. Joe will gain possession. A long possession there for Wawasee, and they couldn't get anything out of it as we have a substitution here. Number 40, Trayvon Coleman, checking in for number 10, Caden Wegener.
Yeah, I mean, good offensive possession there as they were trying to take the time and get the best possible look. You kind of wish that Evans would have gone up with it instead of trying to make it an acrobatic pass there.
Powers has the ball, skips it over to West at the right baseline. West into newly checked in Strangby. Strangby going all the way one-on-one with Coleman, kicks it out to West. West over to Powers at the top of the key, over to Kanowski on the left wing. Kanowski got it tightly by Hofford. Over to West. West down low, number 33, Terry. Terry out to Powers. Tipped away by Austin Miller and out of bounds off of Miller. South Bend St. Joe will regain possession, but a good help side defense there by Wawasee. Multiple different times there, and Miller able to get in the passing lane and poke the ball out of bounds. West has the ball now off of the inbounds. Over to Terry at the baseline. Terry back to West at the top of the key. Wawasee in their 3-2 zone once again. Skip pass over to Kanowski on the right baseline. He gets it out to Powers at the left wing. Powers drives middle. Hands it off to West. West, a great pass down to Stangby, actually puts up the left-handed layup, and good. What a pass there by the point guard, number 5, Hunter West, to give South Bend St. Joe a 3-point lead now over Wawasee, 6-3 with a minute 45 left in this one.
Yeah, Wawasee's got to get something here offensively, and now they turn the ball over. Looks like, oh, nope.
Actually, Jacob Hand gets it back. First, lost control of it, but gets the ball back. He's guarded tightly by Powers, and now the ball is stolen away by Powers. Powers gets it over to Stangby. Stangby trying to go all the way, but a great defensive effort there on Austin Miller. He gets back and makes Stangby lose possession of it. It goes out of bounds off of Stangby, and Wawasee will get it back. A great hustle play there by the sophomore, Austin Miller.
Trying to take possession of his newly acquired starting position here.
Hey, he's doing very, very well so far, knocking down a 3. Getting back on defense, that are definitely things that coaches like to see. As Wawasee is getting pressured now full court by St. Joe, but they break the press easily. Halford now is across half court at the volleyball spiking line. Over now to Evans at the wing. Evans drives middle. Kicks it out to Miller. Miller with a deep 3 on the left wing. Off the mark. Jacob Hand with the offensive rebound. Puts up the right-handed layup. Off the mark once again. Gets his own rebound and gets fouled. The hard work pays off for Hand as he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
So athletic. Every time I see Jacob Hand down low in the paint, I'm amazed by the ability he has to just get above taller defenders. He has such an ability to just get up. And like we saw earlier while people were shooting, he can dunk easily. He's just such an athlete, and it's great to see that as Wawasee much needs greatly height, especially with their tallest player being Coleman, 6'3". So it's great to see an athlete like that in Hand.
Jacob Hand missed that first of 2 free throws, and we have some action down here at the scorers table. Jairus Boyer is going to be checking in here. It looks like for Hand, as Hand makes a second free throw. And, Boyer's going to be checking in now for Jacob Hand, so Hand will take a seat. Wawasee now trails South Bend St. Joe by 2, 46 with a minute left in this first quarter.
Yeah, but this score, 6-4 with a minute to go in the first, is just what Wawasee wants. They want a low-scoring game. That's just how they like it because they're confident that their defense can stand up when it needs to, and they'll be able to score.
Powers puts up the floater in the paint and is good on that one. A really good ball movement possession there for South Bend St. Joe, and they bumped the lead back up to 4 points with 50 seconds left in this one. Hoffer now running the point guard facilities for Wawasee. He crosses half court and is pressured tightly by Powers. Hoffer gets it over to Boyer. Boyer over to Miller now. And there's a whistle.
I think that was on Bennett Hoffer, I believe.
Looks like there's a foul call there. A moving screen by Bennett Hoffer, so an offensive foul to turn the ball over once again for Wawasee. 40 seconds left, down by 4. You got to be taking advantage of these opportunities, Michael, and really cashing in on your possessions.
Yeah, Wawasee struggled earlier on the season with turnovers. The past couple games, they've done a great job of limiting those, but like we saw there, a rough turnover there for Wawasee.
West has the ball now for South Bend St. Joe. Being patient with it with 20 seconds left, looks like they're going to hold for the last shot in the quarter. Powers has it in the middle, gets it back out to West. West now over to Terry at the right wing. Back to West. West into Powers. 12 seconds left now. Gets it back out to West. West trying to create something here for his team. Gets a screen by Powers, but kicks it over to Terry on the right wing. Powers driving, skip pass. Back to Powers. Powers puts up the 3 on the left wing and is just off the front of the rim. 4-8 in favor of South Bend St. Joe is the final score in this first quarter. When we return, we will have more first half action. Make sure you guys stick around. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. It's a seller's market and Northern Lakes Realty is growing. Realtors Vince Beasley, Jay Stewart, Jessica Van Lanningham, Marcus Moore, and Jim Lane can help with selling or purchasing a home. Northern Lakes Realty, 207 West Main Street in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Welcome back, basketball fans. As we regain possession here is the second quarter as Wawasee trails South Bend St. Joe 4-8 in the championship game of the Wawasee Holiday Tourney. Jacob Hand has the ball at the top of the key for Wawasee. He gives it over to Jairus Boyer. Boyer being guarded by Terry. Now over to Evans at the right wing. Now to Hand. Hand gets a screen by Coleman, driving towards the middle, pulls up from 18 feet. The shot is off the mark, and rebound goes to South Bend St. Joe and Terry as West has it now and is pushing it past half court. West picks up his dribble and gives it over to Terry at the right wing. Back to West at the top of the key. Into Powers. Powers out to Terry. Terry takes a long 3 off the mark, and 2 Wawasee players fight for a rebound, but Trayvon Coleman comes down with it. Coleman now is going to pass half court. He gives it over to Hand. No one guarding Hand, so he's driving all the way, but the ball is now kicked back out to Wegener. Wegener has the ball, setting up the offense for Wawasee as they're being very, very patient so far in this one. Only 4 points for Wawasee in that first quarter, as now Hand has it at the top of the key, being guarded by Powers. Hand swings it over to Boyer. Boyer over to Evans. Boyer making a nice cut to the basket, swings it out to Hand. Hand driving baseline. Tries to get over to Evans. Evans out to Boyer on the left baseline. Boyer over to Evans once again at the left wing. Back to Coleman. Coleman has the ball at the wing, gets a screen from Wegener. That's not something you see every day.
Point guard screen and big man.
Yeah, it's usually the other way around, but now Wegener has the ball as he's trying to set up the offense once again. Boyer has it. Swings it over to Hand at the right wing. Hand getting the screen from Evans. Kicks it out to Boyer. Boyer's going to take the 3, and he is in. Money. What a shot there by Jairus Boyer, and what a play. That was all set up by the screen from Aaron Evans, and Jacob Hand's going to get the assist on that one, Michael. Great job by Jairus Boyer to finally knock down a three-pointer, as he had not hit one of those in a long time. 7-8, your score here with 6 minutes left in this second quarter. Wawasee still trails by 1. South Bend St. Joe setting up the offense and a charge. Trayvon Coleman is going to take the charge on number 31, Joel Stangby. A really good job of setting up down there in the post and definitely selling it a little bit, Michael.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Coleman's good at selling those.
He did actually, I think, the same thing in the first game against Knox, hold one down low right underneath us here. So he's really good at that, and if it works, why stop?
We have some substitutions here for Wawasee. Coleman and Evans are going to take a seat as Miller and Hofford are coming in. Definitely three-point specialists for Wawasee. And they're going with that small lineup once again, as the tallest player on the court now is actually going to be Boyer for Wawasee. And Wawasee is definitely going to be patient here with 5:45 still left in this first half. Boyer has it at the top of the key, guarded tightly by Joel Stangby for South Bend St. Joe. The count is now on as Boyer drives towards the middle. Picks up his dribbles, looking for some help offensively. He looked like he passed it to Hand. There's a whistle, and it's going to be a timeout. Wawasee, 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Boyer got kind of caught up there. He picked up his dribble and had nowhere to go with it, so a good job there by Coach Everingham recognizing he had no one to pass to and preventing the 5-second call.
Yeah, his teammates have got to be a little more aware of that. They kind of just stood around expecting him to kind of pass it. I think Jacob Hand was the only one next to him trying to cut and get open. But if you're his other teammates, you got to cut and provide more passing options for Boyer, or else he's going to get that 5-second call. But good heads-up play there by Coach Everingham, calling a timeout to make sure the turnover doesn't occur.
You know, something I've been really impressed with so far by South Bend St. Joe has been number 1, Brady Powers, and his presence in the middle of the paint in that 3-2 zone.
Yeah.
They get the ball into him, then he just makes things happen. Michael, skip pass out for a 3 or puts that nice floater up in the lane and gets it to go. He's done a really, really good job of controlling the offense in this zone.
Definitely.
And we have a whistle here. Looks like we're going to have a foul called on South Bend St. Joe. That's going to be called on number 3, Connor Radigan. Actually, that's going to be on Philip Robles. We had some jersey number switch up here for South Bend St.
Please
Joe.
forgive us for that. So
we had a couple of teammates there confused, but that foul was on number 3, Philip Robles. Wegener has the ball now for Wawasee, setting up the offense. Passes it to Hand. Over to Boyer on the right wing. Hand gets the back screen by Miller. He has the ball now, goes all the way. Reverse layup is up and off the mark. Number 5, Hunter West gets the rebound, is pushing it now for South Bend St. Joe. He gets it over Kanowski on the right wing. Kanowski driving towards the paint. Gives it over to Stangby. Stangby out to Terry with the baseline 3. Off the mark, but rebounded by Kanowski. Out to West once again. Over to Philip Robles with the 3 on the left baseline. Off the mark, and Wegener gets the rebound. He's pushing now. He's got a 2-on-1 opportunity. He pulls it out now. Smart play as South Bend St. Joe got back on defense. Bennett Hoffer has the ball now at the left wing. Gives it over to Wegener at the top of the key. Wegener guiding his offensive players, telling them where to go. Driving towards the middle. He's going to go all the way. Kicks it out to Miller at the baseline. Miller with the 3 off the mark. Rebounded by number 3, Philip Robles, and he's going to be pushing it now for South Bend St. Joe. He passes it over to Terry. Back to Robles. Robles into West. West kicks it out to Terry. Terry driving now. Gets it out to Robles at the top of the key. Robles swings it on to Kanowski. Kanowski trying to enter into the post to Stangby, but it's not there. Robles has it now driving left. Dribble handoff there with Terry. Terry swings it on to Kanowski. Gets the screen by Terry. Kanowski now dribbles towards the middle of the paint. Gets it over to West. West with a 15-footer and is good. West got the ball in the middle of the paint, turned around and put up the shot. Nothing but net on that one. 10-7 in favor of South Bend St. Joe with 4 minutes left in this first half. Jacob Hand has the ball for Wawasee now. Swings it over to Boyer. Boyer now to Wegener. Calling for a screen, And it looks like Wegener's going to get a screen from Hofford. Kicks it out to Boyer at the left wing. Hofford is actually posting up number 20, Kanowski. I don't know if you saw that, Michael, but
yeah, I did.
Hofford was pretending to be a little bit of a post player there. Jacob Hand has the ball at the top of the key now. Swings it over to Miller at the right wing. Miller now getting a screen from Hofford once again. Hofford's playing big, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he's got like 5-inch difference there in height-wise he was when he was going against number 20, I believe that was Ganunski. But, I mean, hey, kudos to the small guy down low.
Hand gets the ball inside, kicks it out to Miller at the right wing for the 3, in and out. A loose ball, fight for the rebound, and it goes to number 33, Terry in South Bend St. Joe. 3 minutes left in this first half, 10-7, your score in favor of South Bend St. Joe. We've got a turnover here. Number 5, Hunter West, took too many steps, and traveling is going to be called. South Bend St. Joe is going to be turning the ball over to Wawasee. We have some substitutions here. It looks like Aaron Evans is going to be checking in, and Wegener's going to be taking a seat. Also looks like Coleman's trying to sub in, and they are now going to let him come in. Coleman's going to be coming in for Miller, and Powers is actually going to be checking in as well for West for South Bend St. Joe. 7-10, your score in favor of St. Joe with 3 minutes left in this first half. Hoffer running the point guard facilities now for Wawasee. He swings it over to Coleman. Coleman now over to Hand at the top of the key. Hand on to Hoffert. Hoffert gets a screen from Evans. Hoffert out to Hand. Hand now driving towards the baseline. Kicks it towards the corner. Jairus Boyer with the 3 on the left baseline. Off the mark. The rebound is fought for and won by Powers in St. Joe. He's going to be pushing it now. Powers going towards the middle of the paint and is going to be called on a carry. A turnover there for St. Joe. 2 turnovers on 2 straight possessions for St. Joe. And Wawasee is going to be taking over.
Don't see that very often. That call is rarely called there, but I mean, when it is, it has to be usually obvious. I didn't see it there that obviously, but the refs had a better view than I did, so good call there by the Zebras, and it's going to go right over to Wawasee.
The Zebras, I like it, Mike. Hoffer has the ball at the right wing for Wawasee, getting a screen from Evans. Hoffer now going to his middle of the paint, gets it out to Boyer. Evans has Robles sealed in the paint, but Boyer could not quite get it down to him. The ball is now swung around the perimeter, and Hand has it at the top of the key. He gives it over to Coleman at the left wing. Coleman out to Boyer. Boyer guarded tightly by Robles. He swings it on to Evans. Evans over to Jacob Hand at the top of the key. Wawasee being patient once again, Michael. They're not really looking to force anything offensively. They're just kind of passing it around and looks like wasting a little bit of clock here, trying to make St. Joe pressure them a little bit.
Can't say the S word. No stalling. There's being patient on offense.
Exactly. You got me. You're keeping me honest, Mike. Hoffer has the ball guarded tightly by Powers. Over to Hand at the left wing. Hand gets the screen from Evans, and he's driving all the way. Kicks it out to Coleman, who has a three on the left baseline, and is good. Trayvon Coleman tying up the game 10-10 with 1:30 left in this first half. A huge three by Coleman, as he has not hit one in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen the big man shoot it from downtown and make it, but he has that ability, as we saw there.
And it looks like we're going to have a foul call. That's going to be on number 14, Bennett Hoffer. A little too aggressive there. He's trying to get in the passing lanes. Couldn't quite do it. We have some substitutions here for Wawasee. Number 10, Caden Wegener, and number 44, Zach Linnemeyer are going to be checking in, as well as Hunter West checking in for St. Joe. With 1:18 left in this first half, and you see Linnemeyer checking in for Wawasee, Michael, you got to be thinking defense here.
Definitely, yeah. He is a tall presence, and Wawasee.
And actually, there's some confusion on who was going out. Actually, it looked like Coleman was going towards the bench, but Hoffert is actually the one being pulled out here. So now Coleman, Linnemeyer, Evans, Hand, and Wegener are on the floor right now for Wawasee. They're down in their 3-2 zone, and there's going to be a foul called there. Looks like that one's going to be on Linnemeyer, as number 21, Odell, was trying to post up Linnemeyer. It definitely could have gone either way. Both guys were trying to gain position, but Linnemeyer gets the foul, as on the inbounds play, Koneski gets the ball at the right wing around the three-point line and knocks down the three to give them a lead once again. 13-10 in favor of St. Joe. A minute left in this first half.
Yeah, great shooting there and great find. He was wide open. A little miscommunication on defense, I think, by Wawasee, leaving him wide open.
Wegener has the ball as he picks up his dribble at the top of the key. Swings it on to Evans. Evans trying to cross over West, but he gets the ball over to Caden Wegener at the top of the key. Wegener guarded tightly by Kanowski. Swings it out to Coleman. Coleman now being patient with 40 seconds left in the first half. Hand guarded tightly by Powers now. Hand swings it over to Caden Wegener. Wegener now on to Coleman at the left wing. There looks like they're going to be holding for the last shot in the half, Michael.
Yeah, 25 seconds to go. Down by 3. Looks like they're going to try and get the momentum going into halftime here with a bucket and the last shot of the game.
Now the question is, does Effingham call a timeout and put in his three-point shooters with Hofford and Miller? The ball's almost tipped away there, but Powers definitely being more aggressive with Hand. Hand gets it away to Wegener with 10 seconds left. Wawasee's got to be setting up something here now. Hand has it at the left wing. Swings it on to Wegener. An alley-oop pass, but it is regained by Hand. 2 seconds left, and Wawasee's not going to be able to get a shot off. Really good defense there by St. Joe to end the half. Your score at the end of the first half, St. Joe 13, Wawasee 10, so a very low-scoring game. Make sure you guys stick around for our halftime show. We're going to have a full stat breakdown as things to look forward to in that second half, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Loyal Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Loyal Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Loyal Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme in Syracuse. Family bowling, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, daily lunch and dinner specials, and ice cream for dessert. Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes. Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse. 574-457-4466 or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina, a full-service marina on the east side of Webster Lake, selling new trifecta pontoons, polar craft boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu outboards. Sox Marina can take care of all of your boating storage, sales, and service needs. Online at soxmarina.com or 574-834-2894. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Community Schools local radio station. We are 93.7 FM The Mix, WRWTLP Syracuse, a Pathways program.
Welcome back to the Hardwood TP basketball fans. If you're just joining us, it is halftime here in this championship game between Wawasee and St. Joe. Your score 13-10 in favor of St. Joe. Very low scoring first half in this one, as Wawasee was being very patient and forcing St. Joe to come out and pressure them. And it was just, that was kind of the tell of it. Wawasee being patient, not really getting any opportunities and any good looks offensively. They had a couple knockdown three-pointers from Coleman, Boyer, and Miller, and then one free throw by hand. So really just all their scoring coming from the three-point line so far in this one.
You know what the score kind of reminds me of?
What?
Kind of reminds me of the Warsaw Wawasee game.
Oh,
10-11 was the score at halftime there,
well,
and this one is 13-10. So low scoring, and Wawasee, like I said earlier on, likes this kind of game. They'd rather have a low scoring, slug it out battle like this than they have like a high scoring shoot around game, because they're not the greatest shooters.
Well, it's not surprising that they went to this style after that first game in Knox, where they really, kind of ran up the score, scoring 52 points, the most they scored all year. Going back to this style of being patient, because they don't want to try to keep up with St. Joe offensively, because St. Joe has so many options and weapons to go to offensively that it's just kind of hard to keep up with them. Like we were saying in the pregame show, they had all of their starters score at least 12 points in that first game against Northridge. And Northridge isn't a slouch of a team. They're a very solid team. So a really impressive job there by St. Joe, just finding all different ways of scoring the basketball. So Wawasee going back down into this kind of patient offense, trying to slow down and get St. Joe out of a rhythm.
Yeah, and I think that's what they got to do. Hats off to Coach Everingham. I think that was the game plan the entire time. We saw earlier on in the game how he was really stalling at the beginning of the game and trying to make sure that Wawasee just slowed it down and got a good shot in every single possession. And that's the way you beat teams that are considered, quote-unquote, better than you, is that you slow it down, make sure you play your game, don't let them play their game on you. And that's what they're going to have to do, continue to do in the second half to get a win here tonight. And
for those of you watching right now on the TV, I guess we might as well introduce them. We've got some of the girls basketball players. We have Kabir Roschek,
on the TV.
Jettison Roschek, and Hannah Lancaster.
Since you guys are on the TV here, we might as well.
They're kind of messing with us behind us here, so might as well embarrass them a little bit. But, Michael, you were taking stats in that first half. You want to give us a full stat breakdown?
Yeah, quickly before that, the ladies' game, just want to let you know they're playing an attorney against Plymouth tomorrow. Their first game is going to be at Plymouth, 11:45 against Jesuit.
I don't know how to
Jesuit,
say it.
I believe, is how they're pronounced, a team from Indy. So that's going to be their first game at 11:45. So go and support the Lady Warriors at Plymouth in their tourney tomorrow morning. But, yeah, going to the stats, Wawasee not shooting great. I think they've only shot in three-pointers right now. It says here, if my stats are correct, they have not put up or made a single two-point field goal. It's been 0 for 6, so they're at 0% right now. 3 for 8 from behind the arc, 38%. So that's got to stop. They got to start shooting more down low in the paint. And that was actually one of Coach Eakin's keys to the game. He wanted them to enter the post and be able to control the post down low. Even though they are lacking in height, they really need to enter it to Coleman more often.
Well, their shooting, Michael, has carried over from that first game against Knox, but their finishing has not. They've been shooting the ball very, very well from the three-point line, but finishing around the rim is where they've been struggling.
Yeah, definitely. And looking at assists now, we have 3 assists, 3 offensive rebounds, 5 defensive rebounds, so 8 rebounds overall, 1 steal, only 3 turnovers, which has been pretty good. But I mean, you kind of expect that with the slow tempo game they're doing right now. So I mean, not a surprise there with the low turnovers. Looking at South Bend St. Joe, they are shooting very well from the field. 2-point field goal percentage, 71%. They're 5 for 7, so unbelievable shooting there. But like we said, they haven't been getting a lot of shots because of the slow tempo that Wawasee's been playing with offensively. So they really haven't been able to get a lot of shots, but still a great field goal percentage there at 71%. From the three-point line, they're not doing quite as well. 1 for 6, 17%. So total, they're shooting 46% from the field. but they're looking to improve their three-point percentage, and I expect that to happen in the second half because this team, like we saw against Northridge, is a very good three-point shooting team. And likewise for Wawasee, they're good down low in the paint. Jacob Hand, Trayvon Coleman, big contributors down there, so look to see them make a bigger impact in the second half as well.
We are about 3.5 minutes away from getting your second half action of the championship here underway, so we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. However, when we return, we are going to have some things to look forward to in that second half, as well as second half action. So we'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster. For over 70 years, Pilcher Shoes has helped with hurting feet. They offer Brooks running and walking shoes in all sizes. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pilcher Shoes on State Road 13 in North Webster, 574-834-7463, or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank, serving Indiana with 49 offices. We are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic designs, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. It's a seller's market and Northern Lakes Realty is growing. Realtors Vince Beasley, Jay Stewart, Jessica Van Lanningham, Marcus Moore, and Jim Lane can help with selling or purchasing a home. Northern Lakes Realty, 207 West Main Street in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Welcome back to the Hardwood TP, ladies and gentlemen. We are a minute away from getting the second half under action here, and we are very excited. 10-13 in favor of St. Joe is your score so far in this one. Not your typical championship game, but your typical Wawasee game.
Definitely, yeah. Great way of putting that there. Low scoring, just how Wawasee liked to the defense, and slow possessions offensively are, just what Wawasee is wanting, and look to see that continue in the second half.
Speaking of things to look forward to in that second half, Michael, give me something from St. Joe. I'll give you something from Wawasee.
Okay, from the first half, what they really need to do and continue to do is be patient on offense and try and break that 3-2 zone. I think that they're going to be able to break that, as we saw them getting it to the free throw line multiple times to either Powers or West, and I continue to do that, and they're going to have success there if they continue to break that press.
Now for Wawasee, I think that they need to be more aggressive offensively. You know, they've been doing a good job of getting St. Joe out of their rhythm, but it's also throwing Wawasee a little bit out of their rhythm because, you know, they don't really know when to be patient and then when to be aggressive. So I think that that's something that they need to get on grip here in the second half, and I'm sure Coach Everingham talked about that, you know, when to be patient and when to be aggressive. So look for that in the second half as we are underway here. West now over the ball to number 33, Terry on the right wing. Terry has it now, swings it over Kanowski on the top of the key. Kanowski now back to Terry at the right wing. Wawasee still in the 3-2 zone. Powers has it the left baseline, puts up the three, and is good. The first points in that second half go to Brady Powers as he knocks down the three and extends the lead to 6 points. 16-10 in favor of St. Joe with 7:30 left in this third quarter.
Great job there to find the open man. A quick bucket there. Big shot there for...
And Aaron Evans puts up the three at the right baseline and knocks it down as well. 3 for 3 there. And Wawasee now
Before I can even finish my sentence, a big three by Aaron Evans to cut the lead right back down to 3, and that's exactly what Wawasee needs to do.
That was huge, Michael. They've been kind of known for not, scoring the basketball pretty well in the first half, but then coming out slow in the second half, and they're not coming slow at all. They were aggressive there. They got a really good look, and the ball is actually going to be tipped out of bounds here on this next possession. St. Joe will still regain possession. 7 minutes left. 13-16, your score in favor of St. Joe. West has the ball now for St. Joe. Over to Terry at the right wing. Skip pass now to Kanowski. Back to West at the top of the key. West over to Kanowski. Back to West at the top of the key. St. Joe's now the team being really patient here offensively. Over to Terry at the right wing. Terry driving. Gets it out Kanowski. Back to Terry. Terry over to Kanowski once again. Skip pass over to Powers. Powers on the left baseline.
A couple of these teams or both of these teams actually trying to do a little no-look passes here.
Oh, yeah. they all of them work so far. Powers has the ball now in the paint. Skip pass over to Kanowski out on the right baseline. Kanowski dribbling out now, guarded tightly by Miller. Kanowski gets it over to Terry at the top of the key as everyone's going to be resetting up the offense and the defense. Powers has it in the middle of the paint now. He's driving towards the middle. Kicks it out to West. The left baseline three is on the way and off the mark. Rebound is loose and tipped out to Hand. Hand with a great lead pass over to Coleman. Coleman going all the way and one. Or they're going to call it travel.
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh.
Interesting call there. That could have gone either way there, but
Trayvon Coleman.
In that position, you give it to the offense.
Well, the referee was signaling Michael for a foul call there, not for travel, so you got to be clear on what you're going to call there. But a turnover nonetheless for Wawasee as they had an opportunity to cut the lead to 1. But South Bend St. Joe has the ball now once again with West at the point. It is stolen, actually. A bad pass there by West, trying to throw it up to Powers. Miller takes it away, and Wawasee will have the ball now. St. Joe in a man-to-man defense here with 5:50 left in the third quarter. 13-16, still your score. Coleman left wide open. Nice spin move down in the paint. Puts up the right-handed layup and is good. Great move there by Trayvon Coleman down in the post.
Yeah, great job, and that's what we talked about. They need to feed the post more often. That is where they get a majority of their buckets, and it's nice to see Coleman trying to get a little offensive spark here for the Warriors.
Powers has the ball now for St. Joe. He gives it over to West. Trying to enter it in the post to Terry, and his ball is going to be tipped out of bounds off of Coleman. Coleman almost got the steal. He definitely got his hand in there in the passing lane, but couldn't quite get the ball. St. Joe has the ball out of bounds now with Terry. Terry gets it out to Powers. Back to Terry at the baseline. Back once again to Powers. Powers with some nice dribbling moves there on Miller, as it looks like Wawasee dropped into a man-to-man, but now back into 3-2. West has the ball at the left baseline. The ball is tipped by Hand, but recovered by Terry. And Terry throws it out of bounds. A turnover there from St. Joe. And a good defensive couple possessions here for Wawasee, forcing a couple turnovers.
Yeah, great job there by Wawasee, forcing bad passes and forcing the Indians, St. Joe, to take a tough shot contested or to pass it out. And right now the Indians have been choosing to pass it out. And like we saw there, it forced a turnover there. So big defense, and that's what Wawasee's known for. Keep it up as the Warriors are down by 1 with 5 minutes to go.
15-16, your score, like my colleague said. Wawasee is down by 1. Hofford has the ball now at the top of the key, guarded by Kanowski. Hofford swings it over to Wegener. It looks like Wawasee is going to be patient once again as they spread the court, and they are in the four corners. Hofford has the ball now in the left corner. Driving towards the middle, kicks it out to Coleman. Coleman puts up the right wing three and is in and out. Rebound goes to Terry and St. Joe. Terry now bringing it past half court for St. Joe. Gives it over Kanowski at the top of the key. Kanowski down low to Stangby. The ball is tipped and out of bounds. The last touch off of Coleman. Miller got his hand in there and it went off of Coleman. Couldn't quite corral it. So St. Joe will regain possession here with the ball out of bounds on the left baseline as Aaron Evans is going to be checking in for Wawasee.
Coming out is going to be Caden Wegener. And Aaron Evans, he's been put in the starting role after week 1. I think he started every single one of the games. He's been a solid starter for this Wawasee squad. He's been a constant presence offensively and defensively for this team.
He's got a really nice looking shot, Michael. It's got a really nice straight backspin on it. So now keeping you back to live action, Powers driving towards the middle of the paint, puts up the crazy acrobatic left-handed layup, gets it to go once again. I'm really impressed with this kid's finishing ability, Michael. It looks like a young Kyrie Irving, to be honest, with the way that he's able to just get through defenders and finish with these reverse layups.
Luke Stevens, one of our high school buddies, actually plays on the Fairfield team, played with Powers in an AAU team, and he talked about the skill and athleticism Powers gave to their team, and he had nothing but praise to say about his former teammate.
Coleman has the ball now for Wawasee. He swings it over to Aaron Evans. Hofford has the ball now at the top of the key. Ben Hofford being guarded tightly by Kanowski with some fancy dribbling, and it looks like there's going to be a foul called on number 20, Kanowski, as Powers was just getting ready to go trap him.
Yeah, good heads-up play there by Bennett Hoffer to not panic and dribble through the double team to get out of the pressure and then draw the foul.
Terry is going to be checking out for St. Joe as number 3, Philip Robles, is going to be checking in. Wawasee has the ball on the left sidelines. Jacob Hand has it now as he's going to be crossing half court. 3:40 left in this third quarter. 15-18, your score in favor of St. Joe. Hand has it now at the top of the key, and Wawasee is really spread out right now. Miller and Hoffer in the respective baseline corners as Hand driving all the way to the hoop.
Great fake.
A great fake pass, and he takes it in for an easy right-handed layup. What a move there by the senior Jacob Hand.
He faked the pass out to the corner where he had a wide-open teammate. I believe that was Hoffer in the right corner, but the fake drew the defender out, and an easy right-handed layup there by Jacob Hand.
17-18 in favor of St. Joe. 3 minutes left as Powers now has the ball dribbling towards the baseline, puts up the reverse layup, but he stepped out of bounds, and it's going to be a turnover for St. Joe. And going back to that play by Jacob Hand, Michael, I remember the first time I ever saw that fake pass go into the hoop, and I remember who did it, actually. I was playing against Lakeland and Cameron Bontrager, a kid that's been starting on Lakeland's team since his freshman year. He's definitely been their all-star.
Yeah.
1,000-point score. It's the first time I saw that move done, and it's just really caught on ever since I saw that, and multiple players using it, and Jacob Hand really putting it to use there as he had a wide-open lane for that right-handed layup.
Timeout call by South Bend St. Joseph, full timeout. We're going to keep it here with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. But, yeah, like you were saying, it's kind of iffy that move sometimes because a lot of times it gets called as a travel, and a lot of times it isn't a travel, but a lot of times it does get called as a travel, especially in high school basketball.
The fake is so good that it even fools the referees, and they think that you're taking multiple steps, but really you're just taking one hard jab step, and then with that other step you're going to the hoop.
Yeah, definitely. Tight game here. You wouldn't want anything else in a championship game here. Both these teams trying to bring home the first championship, and the first time Wawasee Holiday Tourney, and talking to Everingham, they kind of talked about making this an annual thing. He wants to do this more than this just this year, and Wawasee, wouldn't it be great to get their home tournament's first championship home to Wawasee?
For sure, Michael. And then also something cool in this second half is that they've been scoring the basketball more.
Yeah.
They're 3 points away from doubling their first half score. They've been, more aggressive, like I was saying, what they need to do, more aggressive, but then also recognize to be patient. They've done a good job of that, a really good mix of being patient and then also being aggressive and knowing when to take your shot and when to drive the lane. So a good adjustment by Coach Everingham and the Wawasee team going in after that to halftime. Bringing you back to live action now here. Wegener has the ball, gets it over to Coleman, and Wawasee looks like they're going to be patient again as they spread the court out pretty wide. Coleman's going to be guarded by Stangby. Coleman actually a very, very quick big man for his size.
Yeah.
So look for him to blow by Stangby on that dribble drive. Hand has the ball at the top of the key now, guarded by Kanowski. Over to Wegener, who's really deep in the corner by the halftime circle. Wegener over to Aaron Evans. And the ball is tipped out of bounds by number 31, Joel Stangby. A really good defensive effort there, getting his hand in the passing lane and tipping it out of bounds.
A good defense by South Bend St. Joe right now, forcing Wawasee to make tough passes and giving them no place to drive in the middle of the paint.
Wegener has the ball out of bounds on the right sideline, trying to find a player to get it into, and is stolen by Stangby and St. Joe. He's going to go all the way, and he finishes the left-handed layup. Trayvon Coleman, a good job of hustling back. He almost got back there to block that shot, but Stangby just shielded him off with his body and put it in for 2 points. 20-17, your score in favor of St. Joe with 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Wegener has the ball now, guarded tightly by number 3, Robles. Over to Evans at the baseline. Over to Hand with a great cut towards the middle. Couldn't finish the right-handed layup. Rebounded by Stangby, and St. Joe's going to be pushing it now. Kanowski at the point. He's going all the way. Acrobatic finish there. A really good finger roll. Put it in for 2 and extend the lead. 22-17 in favor of St. Joe with 1:50 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, and just like that, South Bend St. Joe up by 5 points here when it was a 1-point game. So a 4-0 run right now by the Indians. Let's see if Wawasee can try and cut into this lead and get a big bucket here with their possession on offense.
It was actually a good look down there for Wawasee. Michael Hand made a beautiful cut towards the basket, just couldn't finish, and then it looks like there was a lap defensively as Kanowski just dribbled all the way into the lane and put up the layup.
Yeah, like you said at the halftime show, I'm kind of looking to see Wawasee being a little more aggressive. The past couple of times they've been driving and getting pretty good looks down low where they're deciding to kick it out and then moving it around.
Coleman now with that fake pass move and finishes up and over Stangby for 2 points.
Well,
Great move there by Coleman. I'm telling you guys, that fake pass move really gets a lot of players. Maybe you should try, if you're listening at home and you're a player, try that fake pass move. It might get you 2 points. 19-22 your score with a minute left in favor of St. Joe. Kanowski puts up the three from the left wing. He is off the back iron. Ball is tipped out, and Powers recovers it for St. Joe. They're going to get another possession here with 50 seconds left. Looks like they might be holding for the last shot here. Kanowski actually puts up a three in the left baseline. Rebound is fought for, and we actually have a push on number 31, Joel Stangby. That's going to be an offensive foul on Aaron. He pushed Aaron Evans, The foul was on Stangby over Evans, so Wawasee's going to get the ball back, and we have a substitution here. Jairus Boyer's checking in for number 12, Austin Miller. 43 seconds left. Wawasee is down by 3, so another one-possession game here for Wawasee, and they've been stroking it pretty well here from the three-point line all day, actually, in that first game and then so far in the second game. So a three-pointer is not something that, is impossible for them to hit right now and tie the game up.
I'd say look to Coleman right now. He's had the hot hand being able to drive and get penetration on Stangby. Let's see if they do that right now with 25 seconds to go.
Boyer has the ball guarded tightly by Powers on the right wing. Gets a screen from Hand, and it looks like there's going to be a foul called there on number 1, Brady Powers of St. Joe. That is going to be the 4th team foul of the half, as Wawasee actually has not fouled yet in this second half. So a very clean game defensively from Wawasee, as they're going to have the ball once again on the right sidelines. The ball is inbounded to Boyer, who's going to cross half court now. Guarded tightly by Hunter West. Boyer gets it over to Wegener. Wegener looking into Coleman, not there. Guarded tightly by Robles. Wegener picks up his dribble now, trying to find a teammate. Calls a timeout instead. A good play, heads-up play by Caden Wegener, not panicking. Calling a timeout there. We'll see if it's a 30 or a full timeout. Looks like it's going to be a 30-second timeout. We're actually going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll be back with more third-quarter action. We'll be back more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Loyal Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Loyal Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Loyal Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Welcome back, basketball fans. If you're just joining us, the score is 22-19 in favor of St. Joe. There's 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Wawasee actually has the ball on the right sidelines. Wegener has it now. He's going to inbound it to Hand. Hand has it with 3 seconds left, guarded by Stangby. Hand puts up the acrobatic three-pointer at the top of the key. Air balls in, and that's going to do it for this third quarter. Your score, Wawasee 19, St. Joe 22. When we return, we will have the final quarter of action here in this championship game. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme in Syracuse. Family bowling, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, daily lunch and dinner specials, and ice cream for dessert. Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes. Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466 or online at brookpointinn.com.
Welcome back, basketball fans. It is fourth quarter action here in the championship game between Wawasee and St. Joe. If you're just joining us, the score is 22-19 in favor of St. Joe. Wawasee is going to have the ball to start out this fourth quarter. Wegener has it now, looking for a backdoor from Hand. Not there. Now gives it over to Hand, who drives baseline, kicks it out to Boyer, and there's actually going to be a blocking call there on number 5, Hunter West of South Bend St. Joe. So Wawasee is going to have the ball out of bounds. A good job there by Wawasee in that third quarter, that second half, being more aggressive offensively and shooting the basketball pretty well as we have some substitutions here. Number 12, Austin Miller, and number 14, Ben Hoffer, are going to be checking in for Wawasee as Boyer and Wegener are going to be taking a seat. Wawasee has the ball underneath the basket on the right side. Hoffer has it, tries to get over to Coleman. Coleman looking to put up a post move, kicks it out to Evans instead. Evans now to Hand at the top of the key. Hand has the ball guarded tightly by Powers, gets it over to Coleman now. Coleman guarded by Stangby. Coleman now over to Miller. Miller over to Evans. Evans and Coleman to the left wing. Coleman's going to get a screen here by Jacob Hand. Coleman trying to drive towards the middle. Kicks it now out to Miller at the top of the key. Hofford has the ball now for Wawasee at the right wing. Calling for a screen from Trayvon Coleman. He's going to drive middle. He has Coleman open at the three-point line. Coleman drives. Spin move. Kicks it out to Austin Miller at the left baseline. Puts up the three and is good. 22-22. We are all tied up here in the championship game with 7 minutes left in the final quarter of action.
Great pass there by Trayvon Coleman as he spun down low. Everyone sucked into the middle, and then a great dish to the teammate in the corner, and Austin Miller knocks down the big three to tie the game.
Austin Miller having a great day. Shooting the basketball as St. Joe, number 3, Philip Robles, puts up the three from the left wing and hits it. So just like that, St. Joe's up by 3 once again.
And he was wide open. I don't know if there's a little gap in the zone there or miscommunication defensively for Wawasee, but wide open there by Robles, and he makes him pay.
Hand has the ball now, guarded tightly by Robles. The ball is swung on to Austin Miller and Wawasee. Evans has the ball now, gets it over to Hand. Hand calling for a screen from Coleman, driving towards the middle, gets it back out to Evans. Coleman posting up Terry now. Coleman gets it back out to Evans, over to Hand. Hand at the top of the key, guarded tightly by Stangby. Hand looking for the dribble, handoff not there, swings it over to Hofford. Hofford guarded tightly by Powers. Powers a really quick defensive player, getting his hands in all over the place. Miller has the ball now for Wawasee, calling for a screen by Aaron Evans. Jacob Hand has it at the baseline, driving baseline, tries to kick it over to Trayvon Coleman on the hammer action, and Terry steals it away. And West is pushing it now for St. Joe. Powers has it, Euro step, putting up the acrobatic layup, and gets it to go. Powers, the finishing ability once again on display as he extends the lead now to 5 once again. St. Joe is up 27-22 with 5:30 left in this final quarter of action.
And with that bucket, that gives him double-digit points now on the night. Brady Powers has 11 points as a missed three by Bennett Hoffer goes out of bounds. It's going to go right back to the Indians.
Hoffer put up a deep three-pointer from the right wing, and you really don't hate that shot because Hoffer's been extremely confident and he's been extremely good so far as of recently. We also have a quick local game update for you in guys action. West Knoll is trailing Eastside 19-23 at the half. Robles has the ball. He's going to take another three on the left wing and is good. Once again, Robles hitting 2 threes here for St. Joe, extending the lead once again, 30-22 in favor of St. Joe with 5 minutes left. Wawasee needs a bucket here to regain some life. Jacob Hand has the ball now, swings it over to Hoffert. Hoffert now to Coleman. Coleman calling for a screen by Aaron Evans, driving towards the middle, goes to the baseline, spin move, puts it up and in, and one. Trayvon Coleman knocks down the spin move layup and is going to the free throw line to try to convert the 3-point play.
Great move there and finishing through contact by Coleman. Unbelievable there, and it's great to see Coleman confident down low in the paint. He's got to be that way throughout the rest of the season. He's a huge offensive presence down low, their biggest post player by far. He can be a huge player offensively, and to see him going like that is great to see for Wawasee.
And that's what Wawasee needed offensively, Michael. They needed something to give him a spark as Coleman missed the free throw to convert the 3-point play. But that's what they needed. They needed something to spark them up.
Definitely.
St. Joe has the ball now. Robles at the left wing, and he's guarded tightly by Evans. Looks like Wawasee is going to a more aggressive style defense here. West puts up the 15-footer. The dribble, off the dribble, and is off the mark, rolls around the hoop. Coleman gets the rebound. Wawasee has the ball as Coleman passes half court. Jacob Hand driving towards the lane, puts up the layup, off the mark, kicks it out to Miller. Miller puts up the three at the top of the key and is good. That is not a play you see every day. It looks like Jacob Hand put up the shot, and instead of coming down with the rebound, kicked it out, punched it out to Austin Miller, who put up the quick three and cut the lead now to just 3 points, 27-30 in favor of St. Joe. A really crazy couple possessions here for Wawasee offensively, but hey, it's worked.
If you ask Jacob, he'll probably say that was on purpose there. But
you better have given him the assist.
That looked like it was a little accidental there, but lucky for Wawasee, it ended up in the hands of a very good 3-point shooter, and Austin Miller knocks it down for Wawasee.
I think that play by Jacob Hand is worthy of an offensive rebound and an assist. As we have a turnover here, St. Joe travels. They were actually spreading out Wawasee as well as Powers got the ball and took too many steps before he put the ball on the court. So he turns it over, a traveling call there, 3:45 left. A 3-point game here if you're Wawasee. They're down by 3. And the ball is checked in to Boyer. A little confusion there on who was going to be the point guard. Boyer gets it back to Hand now, who's going to be crossing half court. Big possession if you're Wawasee. You can't turn the ball over, but you also need a bucket. Hand driving towards the middle, kicks it out to Miller. Miller puts up another three and is good. Nothing but net.
The sophomore feeling it here.
Austin Miller catching fire.
Feeling it.
Austin Miller is catching fire here late in this game. He's now the leading scorer for Wawasee, hitting 4 3-pointers in this one to tie the game up at 30 with 3 minutes left. St. Joe now has the ball. Wawasee drop back into the 3-2 zone. Powers got it back into the paint. Now out to West. West takes a three at the top of the key and is off the front of the iron, but the ball is tipped in by Powers. What a play there by Powers to not bring the ball down as he recognized that he was smaller, but just tip it up and in for 2 points. So South Bend St. Joe, another rare occasion that you don't see that very often. We also have a timeout called. It looks like it's going to be a full timeout call for St. Joe. We're actually going to keep it here with 3 minutes left in the game. It's been a very exciting couple of possessions here, so we're going to talk about them a little bit. In this last possession here, Michael, for St. Joe, a really crazy play as Hunter West took a contested three from the top of the key, but then Brady Powers got in the offensive rebounds, was fighting for it with Evans, and it just seemed that he had a little bit more on it and tipped it up and into the bucket for 2 points. So crazy there. But then also back down here for Wawasee, they got 2 3-pointers back-to-back from Austin Miller, who's just caught fire late in this game. And, you know, after that Warsaw game, Bennett Hofford hit that big three to regain his confidence. Seems like Austin Miller's gotten his confidence back, Michael, with that 3-point shot. And he's just letting it fly here, and it's going in.
And a sophomore making full advantage of his starting role here tonight. This is the first time he started for this varsity team in Wawasee since week 1 against Fairfield, where he really struggled. Actually, he was the leading scorer in the scrimmage against Manchester. So, I mean, no doubt Coach Everingham knows that this kid can shoot and is a very talented player, and that's why he started him in week 1. And with a big performance like this is how you cement your role in a starting lineup for a varsity basketball team.
And it looks like we are going to be back underway here with 3 minutes left. Wegener is going to be checking in for Wawasee, the primary ball handler. Actually, we got a little bit of stoppage of play here. Some popcorn was spilled and got on the court, so they're cleaning that up. Back underway here now. Wegener has the ball. He's going to be taking it past half court. He's guarded tightly by number 3, Robles, for St. Joe. Wegener trying to get the ball over to Evans. Evans has it now on the dribble handoff. He's driving towards the middle of the paint. Gets it out to Coleman. 2:50 left. Wawasee is down by 2. And it looks like they're going to be patient once again, Michael, which I'm not sure about this call by Coach Everingham. They've had some success when they've been aggressive, as it looks like Aaron Evans actually now driving towards the middle of the paint. Pulls it back out instead.
He had a lane there. He could have been contested, but he's good at finishing, but he decides to pull back.
Caden Wegener has the ball at the top of the key. Over to Evans now once again, guarded tightly by Terry. Terry tries to poke it away. Miller has it now, guarded by West. Miller looking for Coleman, gets it to him. Coleman has the ball now, gets it out to Hand.
Interesting stat here, 5-0 are the fouls. Wawasee is yet to foul here in the second half, and the Indians of South Bend St. Joe already have 5.
You know, that can come to hurt them down late in this game, Michael, especially if they don't get a bucket here on this possession. They really, can't put St. Joe on the free throw line and stop the clock with the foul. So, it's good that you played a clean half, but not good the fact that, that plays a big part at the end of the game, being able to foul someone and put him on the free throw line.
Definitely.
Hand has the ball now once again for Wawasee as they're being incredibly patient. I'm not sure, actually. They might be holding for the last shot.
I don't know about that with just under 2 minutes here. That'd be a lot of waiting.
They might be.
Crazier things have happened. We've seen Coach Everingham do a lot of crazy things offensively, patience-wise, so we'll see here.
Wegener has the ball now, some fastly dribbling as he's guarded by Robles, and Terry went for the steal, but Hand gets it back. Hand has it now at the top of the key. There's a mismatch. Hand's being guarded by Stangby, and Hand is a much more athletic player than Stangby. He can just blow right by him, but chooses to be patient once again. Actually, he's going to drive towards the hoop now, and there's going to be a foul called there, a blocking foul on number 31, Joel Stangby.
That's his 4th.
That's his 4th foul, and that's the 16th foul for St. Joe. So one more is going to put Wawasee on the line, shooting the 1-and-1. But Wawasee is going to get the ball out of bounds here. It's going to be interesting, Michael. Are they going to set up a play and try to get a bucket, or are they going to pull it back out and be patient once again?
I'd say if they have the opportunity, definitely look to score quick here on the inbounds, but if not, they're going to try and wait it out.
And they get the ball into Aaron Evans, who's going to bring it up, and it looks like they're going to be patient once again with a minute left here They just might hope for the last shot, Michael.
A minute, as we hit the minute mark right now in the fourth quarter, down by 2. I wouldn't be surprised.
Aaron Evans driving, kicks it out to Hand. Hand was open, but the pass didn't get there in time. He could have had an open three-pointer to take the lead. Coleman has the ball now, gets it over to Miller. Excuse me, that's actually Aaron Evans who has the ball. He drives towards the middle of the paint, hands it off to Coleman. Coleman brings it out. And it looks like he's going to be setting up the offense. 38 seconds left. They are going to be holding for the last shot. Wawasee has held the ball for the past 3 minutes, Michael.
Yeah, this possession taking a very long time. And this is where you kind of wish they had a shot clock in high school basketball. They do in college and the pros. It just kind of limits this from happening, just to stalling.
And a timeout there called by Coach Everingham. We are going to take a quick break with 23 seconds left. Don't go anywhere. You got to find out what happens here in this championship game. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina, a full-service marina on the east side of Webster Lake, selling new trifecta pontoons, polar craft boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu outboards. Sox Marina can take care of all of your boating storage, sales, and service needs. Online at soxmarina.com or 574-834-2894. Go Warriors!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There are 23 seconds left in this championship game. Wawasee trails South Bend St. Joe by 2. 30-32 is your score. It has been a very long possession for Wawasee, Michael. They've held the ball for the past 3 minutes straight, wasting down the clock for just the last shot here. And you know what? I think it deserves it. They stalled. I'll apologize to Coach Everingham later, but I had to say it because, honestly, come on, Coach. 3 minutes, it's hard to talk about stuff for that long.
Hey, honestly, though, I mean, now Coach has 3 timeouts. He just called his first full timeout of the half. He's going to get a good play here, trying to get an open 2 or a 3 here. Let's see if Wawasee can capitalize coming off the timeout.
The big thing, Wawasee has to score here because it's not like they can put St. Joe on the free throw line and get the ball right back.
True.
Wegener has it at the top of the key, guarded by Robles. Gets it over to Hand. Hand's going to get a screen from Coleman, trying to go all the way. Kicks it out to Miller. Miller puts up the 3 in the left wing. Off to Mark. Rebound is up, and it looks like it's going to be last tipped off of Aaron Evans.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Last off of Aaron Evans and Wawasee, so South Bend St. Joe is going to retake possession. And no one in the stands likes that call, but it looked like it could have been either way. It could have been off of Evans or Powers for St. Joe. So Wawasee, you know, this is what's going to hurt them now, Michael. With no fouls, they have to go for a steal here because it's not like they can put St. Joe on the free throw line.
Yeah, they're going to have to foul right away immediately. And, yeah, good defensive steal attempt there by Aaron Evans as he went hard for it. They can be aggressive like that without being their first foul of the second half with 7 seconds to go in the game.
30-32 your score, 7 seconds left, and that foul only wasted about 0.4 seconds for St. Joe. And a home run pass to West, who puts up the right-handed layup and is good. And Wawasee, that's going to put St. Joe up by 4. Timeout by Coach Everingham and Wawasee. We're going to keep it here with only 5 seconds left. But a really great out-of-bounds play of your St. Joe going for the home run pass because they really didn't have all that much to lose there. West corralled it and was able to put it up for an easy 2 points. So if you're Wawasee right now, you got to be thinking of 3.
Yeah,
you really can't have anything else right now. Down 4, you know, a 2-pointer. It does you a little bit of good, but the problem is, you know, they played such a clean second half that they can't put St. Joe on the free throw line.
The one time where it hurts you to play a clean game, and honestly, Andrew, they can try and maybe do that home run ball that South Bend St. Joe just did, get a quick 2 and then foul with about 3 seconds to go or get a quick steal. But other than that, I don't know if they can do anything else. I think they're actually going to try and do that home run ball there because I think it's going to take too much time to try and dribble it up and get a 3. I think that's just not going to be enough. So I'd look here coming out of the timeout to be a home run ball, quick 2, and then a steal attempt on the other end defensively.
Either way, both teams deserve the win here. St. Joe played an excellent game offensively, being really patient with the basketball, and then Wawasee also an excellent game offensively. So both these teams fought hard for this one. It was a close game all throughout. St. Joe's up by 4 right now with 5 seconds left. It doesn't look good for Wawasee fans, but if there's a will, there's a way.
Definitely. I mean, crazier things have happened in basketball. We've yet to see a crazy thing like this happen with one of our broadcasts, but maybe tonight could be the night.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome, as we do have a home run pass, and it's actually going to be stolen by Powers, and that's going to do it. St. Joe is the 2018 champions of the Wawasee Holiday Invite. 2017-2018, my bad, of the Holiday Invite. They're going to take it over Wawasee 34-30 That is the final score here, but don't go anywhere. We are going to have our post-game show coming up, as well as hopefully an interview with Coach John Everingham. So an unfortunate event for Wawasee as they were so close but just couldn't quite finish it out. But we'll be back more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster. For over 70 years, Pilcher Shoes has helped with hurting feet. They offer Brooks running and walking shoes in all sizes. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pilcher Shoes on State Road 13 in North Webster, 574-834-7463, or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank, serving Indiana with 49 offices. We are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic designs, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Welcome back to the Hardwood TP, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just joining us, Wawasee lost a heartbreaker in the championship game to St. Joe, 30-34. It was a really close game all around. They just could not quite finish it out.
Yeah, I think it was really interesting. Coach, like we said during the game, stalled the last 3 minutes of the game down by 2. And I don't know if that was the plan or if it just kind of worked out that way. I know he preaches to his guys to be patient on offense and get a good look. But I don't know, that one might have hurt them, especially down late in the game. They had no fouls throughout that entire second half, and down at the shot at the end by Austin Miller was off with 7 seconds to go. You can't foul 7 times in 7 seconds to try and force a missed and one, or a 1-and-1. So interesting there. I mean, it was a well-coached game for sure by Coach Everingham. Wawasee did exactly what they wanted to do and keep the high-scoring Indians to only 34 points. And at the half, we talked about it as a 10-13 game, exactly how Wawasee likes it. Their defense first, and their offense played well. Austin Miller stood out, the sophomore making his first start since week 1. So well played by Wawasee, just a tough loss here tonight.
Yeah, it was a really heartbreaker for Wawasee, Michael. They fought, they clawed, they played good defense, they played pretty good offensively, but definitely an interesting strategy there by Coach Everingham, wasting down that last 3 minutes of play for that last shot. And it definitely wasn't the best look that they could have gotten, and I'm sure it wasn't the look that they wanted. I think that they wanted Coleman down there in the post, but Coleman kicked it out, and Miller having so much confidence in his shot, put it up there, just couldn't quite get this one to fall.
Definitely.
So, Michael, you took stats in this one. We'll go ahead and get a full stat breakdown from you.
For Wawasee, from the 2-point field goal percentage, they shot 33%, so better than they did in the first half with 0%, so they actually did get some 2-point field goals to fall. They shot 47% from three-point land. Very well from behind the arc. They were 7 for 15
That's great.
On the night. Great shooting behind the arc, and they actually had a great shooting game against Knox as well. So a huge game, a huge day overall for Wawasee behind the arc. Great job for the Warriors shooting-wise, and that's got to make Coach Everingham happy with this team struggling shooting throughout the season. So big-time performance there by the shooters of Wawasee. Overall, they shot 41% from the field. They were 11 for 27. They were 1 for 3 from the free throw line, 33%. They had 30 total points, 7 assists, 11 total rebounds. They only had 7 turnovers, so less than 10 turnovers. But like we said at the halftime break, that's what happens when your offense is so slow and you really don't do much offensively and just try and take it patient. So not a surprise there with the low turnovers. And only 5 fouls by Wawasee. So great job there by the Warriors. Switching over to the Indians here with their win tonight. They shot 79% from 2-point field goal range. They were 11 for 14, so very well shooting from up close for the Indians. They were 31% from behind the arc, 4 for 13, a little better. Like I said, they were going to improve. They did improve their 3-point shooting percentage from the first half, so good for them as they knocked down 3 threes in the second half. They were 15 for 27 overall, field goal shooting 56%, and they were 0 for 1 from the free throw line, with Wawasee not fouling very much, like we said, in this game. 34 points total for the Indians, 11 assists, 14 rebounds, only 3 offensive rebounds, and they barely out-rebounded Wawasee here. They had 14, and Wawasee had 11, and that's a huge heights difference like we talked about earlier on in the game with multiple 6-footers, over 6-footers for the South Bend St. Joe team. So good job by Wawasee keeping the rebounding game close here. And then 8 turnovers, so they did have 1 more turnover than Wawasee, and 5 steals. So great night for South Bend St. Joe. Congratulations to the Indians on a well-fought win here tonight and bringing home the championship.
And since we have the Wawasee girls basketball team, some members of them up here kind of distracting us, we're going to put one of them on the microphone and interview them about tomorrow's game. We got Cabria Roschek here. She's a senior for the Wawasee team. Mike, I'll let you interview her. So here's Cabria.
Cabria, nice to have you here with us on the air as we wait for Coach Everingham. Tomorrow night you're going to be participating in the Plymouth tourney. I know you guys, that's something you do a lot. I think it's an annual thing if I'm right. And how's that? It's actually your birthday too, so happy early birthday for you. But you guys excited for that game coming off a big win against Central Noble?
Yeah, we've talked about not getting too ahead of ourselves since we beat Central Noble. And one of the teams that we're playing tomorrow isn't as good as some teams that we've played. So we're just trying to take it slow, take every team as good as they are, not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, definitely. And if you win that game, I think, is it a 4-team tournament? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then your next game will be in the evening, kind of like this tournament was. And then what are the other 2 teams in that tournament?
Well, we play Brebeuf first and Norwell at 6 o'clock, and the other team is Plymouth.
Okay, so it's like scheduled, so you're not playing the winner, like kind of this thing. Okay, so yeah, you can swing it back to Andrew. Thanks for being on here with us. But yeah, so hats off to the girls tomorrow night as they're going to be playing the tournament, and then like we said, happy birthday to Cabria Rotzicek as she is turning 19 tomorrow. So good job to her there, and good luck to the ladies. If you're not doing anything tomorrow night, come over to Plymouth and watch your Lady Warriors battle it out as they play Brebeuf Jesuit.
Yeah,
I screw that up every single time. Brebeuf Jesuit first at 11:45, and then they're going to be playing Norwell later on that night. So good luck to the Lady Warriors. Hopefully they can bring home a championship at Plymouth.
So Michael had that interview with senior Cabria Roschek, and it looks like Coach Everingham is over here right now. So Michael, I'll have you get him set up. And like we were talking about, the girls are going to be having their holiday tourney tomorrow at Plymouth. So if you can, get on out there and support the girls team. But now we're going to focus back on the guys team. Coach Everingham. We actually a new upgrade here for us. We got a little computer set up so we can actually watch a little bit of some instant replays during the game.
Always getting better.
Oh, yeah. We're getting upgraded every single year. So, Coach, a little heartbreaking loss here for you in the championship game.
Yeah, I mean, I know the guys. I probably talked to them a little longer tonight than I normally do. But we really wanted to get that game tonight, and we didn't get it done. But hats off to St. Joe. We certainly appreciate St. Joe and Northridge and Knox coming over and giving us an opportunity to play a tournament here on our home floor. So overall for us, it was a good day. We really would have liked to come out victorious in our own tournament, but unfortunately we fell a little short.
Coach, in both of your games, that first game against Knox and then this one in St. Joe, they were both close and they were both battles. And then late in that game with about 3 minutes left, you made the call to be really, really patient there. Take me through a little bit of what was going on.
Well, I told the guys that in the locker room that I have to take responsibility and I have to be held accountable for those types of decisions. But I just have the utmost respect for St. Joe. I think they're a really good basketball team, and I think they're going to keep getting better as the season goes along. And I felt like at that point in the game, we had a chance to be down 2 and maybe take a 3-pointer to win. So I think my responsibility as a coach is to put my team in a position where we have a chance to win basketball games. And when you have a 3-pointer going through the air from Austin Miller to win the game, I felt pretty good about that. I think if you'd have told me before the game we'd be in the game, number one. Number two, we'd have a shot to win it. I think I would have taken that because St. Joe's good.
Mm-hmm. They were a solid team, and they had a very convincing win over Northridge. And They just kind of played really well all-around basketball. Now, Coach, it didn't go the way that you wanted to in the tournament, but you do have a little bit to look forward to. You actually have 3 more games before you come back from Christmas break. The 2nd, the 5th, and the 6th, all here at home.
Yeah.
And then, you had the tournament at home, so a little bit of a home stretch here for you guys. So you've got a lot to look forward to, but not as much time to prepare.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, we'll take tomorrow off. And so I think rest over break is important. And, we have 3 home games next week, and so it'll be another big week for us because DeKalb and Northwood and Angola are all 3 good teams. And so, but I can tell you one thing, that we're kind of showing that we're a really tough team to beat, and you're going to have to play well to beat us, and we're probably not going to win the rest of our games or all of our games, but we're going to be tough to beat. And so I think there's something to be said for that, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, a week from tonight, the Northwood game should be a very interesting game as well.
All right, Coach. Thank you for coming up here.
Thanks,
Congratulations on such a successful tournament, getting everything to run so smoothly, and didn't end the way that you quite wanted to, but you got a lot to look forward to coming up.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
That was head Wawasee basketball coach John Everingham. And it looks like we're going to be closing up here. Michael Scheller is going to be coming back on the microphone. The boys are going to be next in action on the 2nd here at home against DeKalb, then again on the 5th against Northwood, then again on the 6th against Angola. So multiple things to look forward to coming up here for guys basketball. Their girls will be having their holiday tourney tomorrow at Plymouth. And I'm not sure when the next time they're coming back home, Michael. It's going to be a while till the girls
It's going to be actually
game.
January 6th. That's not going to be home, but that's going to be their next game, the regular season game against Northwood. And then after that, sometime I actually have the schedule here. Let me pull that up.
Yeah, hurry up, buddy.
You. Yeah. It's going to be their next game is going to be
next home game.
Almost. It's going to be. Oh, they have an away stretch. 4
next
away
home game
away.
is January 20th, so they do have a long stretch until their next home game. So not as much to look forward to for the girls as far as home games here, but the guys have a little bit of a home game stretch coming up. It didn't quite end up being the night that Wawasee had so hoped for, but it was still a very successful day for them. They got to learn a little bit about themselves and play some good basketball. Well, from my broadcasting partner, Michael Scheller, my name is Andrew Mamone. I have a couple people here that I want to thank if I can find the paper. Let's see if I got it here. Here we go. Our underwriting sponsors, Brook Point Inn, Sox Marina, Pilcher Shoes, Lake City Bake, 1950 Signs and Graphics, Syracuse Pizza Hut, Northern Lakes Realty, Foil Plumbing, Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme. A lot of names on that list. We'd love to see more, but we want to give a quick shout out and thank you to all of those people that support us. Also want to give a thank you to all the people working behind the scenes today. Chris Rogers, Connor Lucas, Tori Huffman, Ben Huffman, of course, Phil Huffman, Mr. Van Loo, and then the other broadcasters, Red Kowitz and Mason Gray. Thank you guys so much for all the help that you have done throughout the day and to make this tournament go so successfully. Now, everyone at home, I know it's very snowy, so drive safely going home tonight. Drive safe. From my broadcasting partner, Michael Scheller, I'm Andrew Mamone. Thank you for listening all day long, and have a great night.